One more song, chat, and we'll be live. Thank you so much. Let's go, Pimenta. I see you in chat. Play the X Dive! Let's go! Hello, chat! How are we doing? Hello, everybody. What is going on with you, chat? How we doing? Hello, chat, and welcome back to the Op Block, your one-stop shop for everything culture and going ons on the internet, research, and other things otherwise. It's your host, FalGEXE. Big shout out to Star, who gave memberships far before the stream even started. I want to thank you very, very much. Very poggies, very based. To all of our new gifted members, hello everybody. This is a very, the next goal should be for Cloudy to come on stream. You know, she's in the other room and heard that.
It'd have to be a very big number.
Yeah.
But congrats to Jilly, Ashoka, Cherry, Yin, and Heezy for getting membership.
Let's go. Hello, everybody. And welcome back to a special Op Block episode. Chat, I have stuff to tell you in the preamble, but we'll get to it. I'm joined by some of my favorite people on the internet. You know them. You love them. They're the editor and thumbnailer supreme themselves. It is Ash. What's going on, Ash?
Nothing much. It's been raining and hailing and thundering like crazy where I live.
Yeah, you sent a video, and I was like, "What the fuck is hailing?"
Yeah, it looked like it was bad. The funny thing is, I got it just as it was getting bad, and then it just went away after I was done filming. I'm like, oh, okay. I was here for like what 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy because like over here we had a little bit of rain, but now we're like Cloudy likes to describe New Jersey as a swamp. It is not a swamp. We just have a lot of rivers and a lot of like greenland. I wouldn't call it wetland. So we have a lot of those things going on, but like it does get like muggy here. It gets a little Swampy's probably not the right word, but we do get it.
I mean, like I grew up in Mississippi. That's swampy.
Yeah, and so it has like that warm, wet texture to it, and it's not the best. I'll be
Yeah.
very real. Yeah, Name, you're down in Austin for some time, and you just say that you're burning up. I'm gonna call out Name a little bit.
Dude, it's so funny. Like it's like weird. Like the weather down in Texas is weird when I was visiting there like last year.
I'm gonna like call out Name a little bit because my little son Name, my fake adopted son, goes there and it's like, oh, it's so hot and sunny. I haven't been doing it. Haven't been wearing sunblock. And we're like, what are you doing? Why aren't you wearing sunblock, son? Why aren't you wearing the sunblock, son? But yes, chat, it is not the docs block. Listen, if you want to just go to Westside Doxler. I don't know what to tell you. Listen, maybe there'll be a part 3 of the Nanook. I keep hearing that now it's in 2 parts. Oh, Jesus Christ. But more importantly, I am joined by somebody very special, chat. Love of my life. You know him. You love him. It's Uncool Greg. What's going on, Greg?
Nothing.
Nothing? You haven't been doing anything?
No.
Thank you so much, Greg. Thank you for the Greg report. I appreciate it every time.
Yeah. Just keeping it real.
Thank you.
It's just Greg being cooler.
It is Greg being cooler. But chat, before we begin, I have something very, very special, and I don't think Drummer is here. Or
Rip.
Gerald, which is a little bit of a rip, but that is completely just on them. Guys, I went to the Gunpla store today. It was something that Cloudy and I did together. So I have a whole haul, and I will show. Oh, Drummer is here. There he is.
Hey, Drummer.
I have a whole haul to show you. So let's I'm gonna go over some of the things I got. We got nippers. For those who don't know, these are nippers. So what they are is these will get it's a single-sided nipper, and what it does, it cuts off the rudder, which is essentially what the plastic models are on. Child, it's not food. I got what is known as a this is, oh my god, this is G.02. Yeah, it's GM02 Gundam marker. The tip is very, very fine. The reason you do that is so you can fill in the in-between points where the joints meet, where like the plastic model meets. So it gives it an effect when it
panel liner.
Yes, it gives it a panel liner. So we did get a lot of crack in plastic form. Unfortunately, they didn't have the black one, so I can only get the gray one. I will most likely try to order the black one. Ironically, one of the models I got definitely benefits more from the gray one, and that was just by happenstance. I'll go over the models I got. I got a hobby knife. So this right here, you can use this to cut certain things. It can be like loose plastics, things like that. Show them off more and I'm getting there. Yes, I got the plastic crap. So this is
the rest of the nibs that are stuck to the plastic.
Yes, the rest of the nibs. I also got and this is actually really interesting. I did a lot of research into some Gunpla stuff. If you don't know what this is, I know that I know it's mirrored, so you can't read it. But it says Bandai Spirit's official tool parts separator. Sometimes parts fit, but they're not the correct part to put together. So instead of cutting it with a knife, Bandai creates a little plastic device that actually undoes them for you. And it has like different sides and like different, like a little nub here and like this little fishy side, like a little like butter knife. And it actually separates the parts without breaking them. Yeah, oh no, the parts, yeah.
Okay,
that's what
so,
this
like,
is.
You actually put two things together too
Yep.
soon? Oh, I need that.
Yeah,
I did that
and
with
this
my
is official
Zoid.
Bandai, and it's like literally, it's super cheap. this was like a couple dollars. I want to say like $2-3. And yeah, it's a Lego separator. This thing is super helpful for not damaging your models. It's super, super cool. Oh, also the place gave us stickers. So, you know, little stickers of our, you know, it's a Garrus Zulu, and it's done by an artist. They give you stickers when you leave. Super fucking cool.
That's cool.
What else? Nipper.
I was supposed to like work on my Zoid today, but it was like raining like crazy. I'm like, I don't want to risk my power going out in the middle of the stream. So I'll do that tomorrow if it doesn't rain again.
I have my zipper, but more, yeah, it's a Giric Dolga. Yep. And then finally, I have a series of these. So typically, you'll see sandpaper. What this is a sanding sponge. And essentially what it is just like your sandpaper or any kind of sanding tool, like a file. These right here are the same thing. They have grit levels. This is the lowest grit, the lowest grit that I have. I have higher grits, just to get little nubs off. And what it does is, because it's a sponge, it'll actually conform around like round parts and other things like that. And it's very, very useful when doing assembly. When's assembly on stream? I'll try. The camera I have,
like a community one, like maybe we could record it, but like do like a community one, because there is a way to like have be in Discord and just play everyone's like video.
You got a drywall sander. Well, you get like sandpaper, but the one I have, it's a sponge, so it fits around. It literally fits around round parts, because you'll get a lot of nubs around round parts, and it is like very dangerous to do that. Hey, whoops, Star Sprinter with the 5. I'm so sorry that I accidentally unmuted. I accidentally had them muted before. Let me see if replaying the thing will work. But thank you. Your grits would never be as high as my grits. Thank you so much, Star. Sorry for having that muted. Thank you for the 5. Thank you. And now, oh, there's Doggo in the background. She's looking because she keeps hearing it. But now, I'm going to show you guys some of the Gunpla.
Yeah, do it.
So,
do it now.
I want to like preface this. The Gunpla store that I went to has a lot of older Gunpla, which is pretty interesting. A lot of times, so you have different grades. You have like your entry grade, your high grade, master grade, real grade, and then there are upper echelons, perfect grade. Like and they all have different things. Essentially, what that means is more parts, harder assembly, stickers, things like that. But they do have older models. Like I found models literally from oh my god, 93, like 92, 93, and there were a lot of SD models that were that old. But I did get so Cloudy and I each got 2 models each. So I got this SD model right here. For those who don't know, this is Shining Gundam. Shining Gundam is from my personal favorite Gundam series, G Gundam.
Yeah, I love G Gundam.
G Gundam is super fucking cool. This is legit. This fucking thing was made in 2002, but it is awesome. You get little action poses on the side of what it could look like. The faceplate open is legit. That's like the big thing also with like Gunpla models and like Plamo models in general. One of the biggest allures is that you can actually play with them to a certain degree. You can manipulate and play with them. They come with different parts, or you could just play with them in general. And that's like one of the biggest allures to it. So that's why I think they're super entertaining and interesting. What is the hype with Gunpla? People love Gundam. This is adult Legos that you can actually play with.
It's like trains, but for other people.
Yeah. it is, and like there's different things. Now, Corey is fine for asking the question. It's totally cool. Like it is super awesome. So this one is specifically, so you see Generation Neo G, which is just like, this is like the SD games, but also Gundam has a series of SD games, so they do it like that. So it's actually like really interesting. But right here is the one that Cloudy got. So Cloudy's favorite color is purple. So she got this Gundam. It's called the Blaze Zaku Phantom Reiza Burl Custom. And like it's super interesting. Like this is what it would look like. So this is what it looks like when fully together. It actually comes with a backpack, and it has multiple different eye placements. And like these are like that's like the shield and weapon. And so like you get a bunch of things that you could put into it. And it's super cool. Like this is super interesting. I've said this before. Oh, I might sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you. I've said this before. I really love the SD line. It's super interesting to me. I've said this in the Discord. I think one of my favorite things about the SD line specifically is a lot of people won't just build the base forms of specific like Gundam, right? It's like, listen, you like Charizard, you're never going to keep a Charmander. And so like I like that the SD models, what they do is for some of it, they'll just like do like the first form and stuff like that, which you can still get as the bigger models. And then for this right here, this is like a model specifically from Seed Destiny. That's the series that it comes from. Yeah, Zaku Phantom is cool. The show just sucks. Yeah.
I don't
Seed
like
just
Seed.
seed blows. But it's also cool because a lot of the SD models also they're really flashy. One of the big things that the SD models just have is the Sengoku series, which they just have like fucking Oda Nobunaga the Gundam. It's super funny and interesting. Yes, kit bashing is a thing too. That's when you put parts together from other kits, and there are websites that'll show you which kits work together. Yeah, Seed and Zero vary of their time. I think Zero and Double Zero hold up a lot better than Seed. Seed is just very melodramatic.
I will say it's like really funny if you play some Dynasty Warrior games that have the main character from Double Zero, and he'll just start yelling, "I am a Gundam!"
Yes.
randomly as he's killing people.
Yes, he does. He does yell, "I am a Gundam." It's a whole big thing. But so these are the two SD models. Let's go to the big ones. So, chat, I'm going to put one on the bed so I can show them off. So this is the one that Cloudy chose. In the last two-ish seasons of Gundam has definitely tried to go towards a more female audience. Specifically, the Witch from Mercury was the big one, as well as now the new one, GUUU. Whatever the fuck it's called. Very hard to pronounce. The model is very pretty, in my opinion. It's just really weird. What's Zegok? Zegok is
Zegok. Oh, that's
a model. It's a model. But so in Gundam, there are also just other mechs. There aren't just Gundams. And so Cloudy chose this guy. Let me see if I can get it into focus. So this is the Dilizan. Dilanza. I could hear it, the anime version in my brain, but I can't. And he will eventually, this version of the mech gets a Gundam form. But this is the Dilanza, and obviously purple, but like he's super cool. He has a giant horn. He has swords, But more importantly, motherfucker has a laser spear. Like, this is cool. This motherfucker just has a laser spear. And so, this guy, yes, Rachel Dolezal. Yes, it's Rachel Dolezal. Yeah. But so this is one of the high grade Gundams. So this is about like in the middle of difficulty as well as in detail. So this is really cool. Is he in an anime? Yes. This is from the Witch of Mercury anime. Guess what, guys? They're gay at the end. The women, they're gay. It's not a spoiler. They're always gay. But yeah, no, Death Scythe, I suggested to her, like, this is just like, I really like this mech. I like its Gundam version a lot. I was between one from this series and just others in general. But then I found my second favorite Gundam series. Now, chat, I'm gonna be honest. This one makes me very happy to own and make. So this right here is the RX-79, or as I like to call it, the GEZ-8. I know it's reversed because the door would be on this side. But this is the GEZ-8 from MS 08 team, or 08 MS team. This right here, this Gundam in this OVA series is the best classic Gundam will ever give you. Fuck the original.
Really good.
Fuck Zeta. I'm telling you right the fuck now, this is the best, and I'll explain why. So, this is what he looks like. It's baller. This boy is baller as fuck. He's a custom Gundam. One of the things is that the head of this guy gets blown off and they just attach a regular head onto it. It's super cool. And the reason why this guy is like super cool is 8 MS team.
8th MS team.
8th. I know. 8th MS team is loosely based on the Vietnam War. And grounded warfare, jungle warfare. War in the Pocket is very good. Gundam Nam is the best. I'm sorry, it really is. One of the reasons I love this series, yes, Wing Zero's peak. I was very, very, Wing is up there. I almost bought a Wing Gundam. But the reason I really like this series is because everything is on the ground. The mechs move so slowly. They move so deliberately. They move slowly. They actually they move like tanks. And so it's so interesting that they do that. You cannot say Wing is the worst Gundam when Seed exists.
Oh,
I'm
God.
sorry.
And was it Requiesce? No.
Requiesce in G is a better movie series than it is a series of movies. I mean, a series. It's very weird. But yeah, this one is super cool. What's the one where all the countries have Gundams? That would be G Gundam.
G.
You are talking about
Gundam.
Tequila Gundam. That is Tequila Gundam is Neo Mexico's Gundam. But yeah, this is the G-Eazy. It's honestly, this is one of my favorite. I'm gonna make sure it's in the shot. This is one of my favorite Gundams, like hands down, one of the best ones. It's super legit, super cool. I love it. It's
also
one
the
of my
first Gundam I built on stream.
yeah. It's one of those things that like I adore it for so many reasons. And I'm very, very happy. If you want a child soldier, yes, Hiro is one of them. Did you build any yet? No. We just got home late and I wasn't able to. But yeah, this is super great. I love this Gundam a lot. This is like one of those personal fucking favorites of mine. So, ooh, sorry, Leah. So I'm gonna put these back. I'm so happy. You have no idea. Hey,
Join
Brian
the dark
Isaacs.
side. Build
No.
Warhammer plastic
Thank you.
crack.
Okay, 2 things. No, that's Greg's thing. But more importantly, this is a fun fact for you. Gundam is making its own Warhammer.
Not necessarily. They're making a skirmish game.
Shh,
Oh yeah.
let me dream.
that. Oh yeah. I
Yeah, they're
forgot.
making their own skirmish game. I don't know how well it's gonna. Ooh, am I lagging? No, I don't think I'm lagging.
Right, fine.
Yeah, I don't know how well it's gonna work, but they're making it, so I'm very, very curious. Eureka 7 would be cool mechs to do. It's just hard. Obviously, it's not gonna compete. It'll be popular in Japan. Some of the models will come here, and that'll be it. That's just kind of how it works. But yeah, more importantly, guys, it's oh, my computer is a little freaky. Chat. It's time. Okay. Jean-Claude, I'm going to say something right now. Hot take. I hate that Unicorn opens. I think base Unicorn looks better than when it opens. I think Banshee looks fucking stellar. Banshee looks fucking amazing. But Unicorn looks really bad when it opens. And I don't know what it is. I have seen and I have seen Unicorn in person. I was in Japan. I saw it fucking open. It's just like, I think that it's yeah, Unicorn Remake is really good and very interesting that they have a Unicorn remake side story thing. There's so many things. It's not just the colors. I like the design of the head. It's a head thing.
Is it ahead of its time?
It's no, but it's why I like G-Eazy. It's the head for me. I like non-Gundam heads. It's yeah, I saw the IRL mecha. It is my thing. But more importantly, chat, it's time to hurt ourselves a little bit.
Oh boy.
It's time to go after a couple different things. Let's go to the
like
stream.
the thumbnail. That's what I felt like when I was told we had to do chat. I'm like, oh boy.
Let's go to the stream, chat. Chat. This is Node Armstrong. Put out this video 2 days ago about Shadman. Now, if you don't know who Shad is, let's just
God
keep
bless
it a
you.
buck. God bless you. Shad's been around. I knew who he was. I never saw the Loli art. I knew that he did a mixture.
I had a friend who sent it to me. I burned into my fucking skull for the rest of my life.
I've seen his Twitter posts way back when he had like he had the Hillary art.
Yeah,
and,
I saw Lolly, Hillary Clinton.
People passing that around.
Hey, cool anime girls with the
What's
two.
your favorite Gundam Falgi?
Thank you.
Tall geese. Tall geese
like
every day.
Full armor Gundam from Gundam Thunderbolt.
Oh yeah, full armor is very good. But it's specifically the final tall geese from the movie. Tall geese every fucking day. Tall geese is so cool. Again, like I said, I don't like I said, I like Gundams with non-traditional Gundam heads. It's a fucking interesting one. I think Epion's a good one from that series too. But yeah, Tall Geese is great.
Courtney, if I blocked every friend who sent me something that would mentally scar me, I wouldn't have friends.
Yes, Tall Geese 3 goes so fucking hard. Exactly. I love the design. I think Tall Geese in universe being so fast, the G's killed a man is the most interesting bit of lore ever. not the point. So Shadman is or was an artist on the internet. It's whether he's on the internet or not is it is a thing.
He started on Newgrounds.
Yes, he
Is
did
that
start
right?
on Newgrounds.
That's how I heard about him
Mm.
through a lot of the big Newgrounds artists area. I was fond of a lot of the gaming artists. I was never really interested in his aesthetic or his art style in particular, but
Yeah.
he kind of ran in some of those crowds, or he was friends, or at least friendly at that time with a lot of those guys who have since just do not interact with him or do not
Yeah.
associate with him at all anymore.
For a lot of people who are asking, is Shadman back? No. Node Armstrong made a very good, truncated 45-minute retrospective on Shad, and it's very interesting, and I wanted to cover it. Yeah, DeviantArt or Newgrounds, I don't really know where you got to start. This video will tell us, but one of the big things is I had seen his like he would have like adult art, but predominantly his art, like, or his meme art would be lolly fucking hentai shit. And a lot of times it would cross over to real people.
Yeah.
Very famously, it crossed over to a real minor.
I was shocked when I was told about that because I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah.
It's like, why would I mean? The
Yeah,
guy's an asshole,
it
but why would he
crossed
do
over to a
that?
real minor. Now, there are different ways the story is told, but from what I understand, Trump wins the presidency, and there was a bet that in Shadman's community that if Trump won, he would draw lewd art of an actual minor. Trump won, and he actually did that. It's pretty insane. The man is insane. He's fucking disgusting. There's no level of edgy that requires you to sexualize an actual child, let alone fake children. Like that's like, yeah, there's the X23 girl, a 12-year-old YouTuber, yeah, and Keem's kid. It was Keemstar's kid. I was trying to, like, obviously the video is going to go over it. I was trying to, like, keep it on the DL because that's, like, it is incredibly fucked up. If you know, fucking, when that whole shit started off with the Mr. Beast stuff, that's why Shadman started getting into the public's collective consciousness and not just everybody else's. Like how we knew him on the internet. It was because of Ava Chris Tyson, the fucking painting or the artwork in some kind of Diesel raid. Hello, Raiders. We're
Hi, Diesel
talking about
Raid.
Shadman. Oh, you missed the whole fucking Gundam conversation. Not only that, Chris had a poster. Yeah, had a poster of the art. El Diesel Raido, thank you, Raiders. If you see, Daddy says hi. Yo! Listen, it's
Hello.
Poppy, it's not Daddy. But hello, Raiders.
For new people, we're Uplock. We do stuff for Diesel. We're a lot of Diesel mods, and we're trying to get to 1,000 subs. And if
We
you'd
are
like
almost
to
there.
support us, you can subscribe down below. And when we hit 1,000, we're announcing a super secret project that's getting closer and closer. A daunting task upon us all.
Yeah, it is a daunting task. Oh, by the way, I have a dog. Dog gets fed. You know how the dog gets fed if we reach that fucking goal. Poppy says he's very proud of you, Falgi. Oh, that's nice of him.
Oh, that's
No,
nice.
just him. Got it.
Thank you, thank
Thanks.
you,
Cool.
thank you.
Cool.
Oh,
Cool.
okay.
Cool.
The
Cool.
best
Cool.
mecha is Hello Kitty. There was actually a they just recently did a Miku branded thing. So there was a Miku Destiny Gundam and a Miku Zaku, which is unfortunately the Nazi looking Gundam. I mean the Nazi looking mech because they're supposed to look like shock troopers. Yes, Hatsune Miku. Yes, also the OF. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Diesel says he's your daddy. Have him say, he can say it live. He's here. I know where he is. But more importantly, chat, this is like, without further ado, I guess we're just going to get into Shadman. Yeah, we're covering Shad. We are all learning about Shad live, chat. I want to put this at 1.25, chat. I'm going to put the subtitles on. And we are going to get into it. Remember, chat, if you like what you see, please like, subscribe, consider becoming a member today, or just tipping in general. You can tip here. You can look in the description of this video. You'll find every video that we react to, as well as our Ko-Fi and Stream Elements page. Thank you. Press play.
Within the annals of internet
Oh,
lore,
God. Okay.
Maybe it's too fast.
Maybe it's too fast. I put him at
Hold on.
1.25 speed and he spoke so quickly.
Okay. We're going to 0.75.
Yep. All right. Trigger warning, this subject matter contains some viewers might find upsetting. Neither I nor my elegant Chinese wife condone the actions featured in this video.
What?
All the
Chilling.
information in this video is sourced as reliably as possible, including in good faith. Okay.
Sure.
Did I mention my wife was Chinese and then just put Chinese in there? Boogie scared the shit out of me too. All right, let's
We're
get
1
into this
second
pain.
in.
Yeah, 1 second in and we're already. Can a man not enjoy an elegant Chinese wife? Yes, we all take money from
Succulent
China.
Chinese wife.
Did you say succulent Chinese wife?
Well, because that's the
How dare you, Ash?
Ash!
dare
quote
you.
at the succulent Chinese
Ash!
It's Women's Month.
Ash, why do you objectify men and women in NBs all the time?
Are you upset that I do that?
No.
Do you like me to stop objectifying you?
It's Ash is truly the gooner of the op block.
Oh, okay.
Their
I
final
see how it
form.
is.
They've peaked.
Yes, they peaked. Yes, I think we watched Node's video on Stamper. Did we not?
We watched somebody's video on Stamper. I don't remember who it was. Apologies.
I would
But,
have to look back. I'd have to look back.
Is this Node? I don't know who this
Yeah,
is.
this is Node Armstrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'll look it up just to be.
All right, let's get back to it.
within the annals of internet lore, there are few individuals who have been branded with the title of Menace. But the individual that's the subject of today's video has more than lived up to that title. It's not exactly a secret that when compared to real life, the internet has a far higher tolerance for behavior that would otherwise be deemed offensive.
God, 4chan, man. Okay,
Never
real
been.
talk. Never went to 4chan. Was never on it. Never thought about it. I only heard rumors of it. And every rumor was never good. It's just like, yeah.
Yes, we watched his Stamper video. This is the same guy.
Yes, the same guy. That's what I thought. I was like, I recognize the voice. There we go. See, we're constantly connecting the lore. Chat, always.
Or inappropriate. So for someone to not only be condemned, but blacklisted
God, the fucking Christ. This
Ricky.
tweet. This tweet was raw. For those who don't know, Elvis the Alien, like, fucking, for a while, disappeared off the internet. Because of just everybody's connection to Shad, man. Everybody's connected to Shad! It's the
It's
Shad
all the Russians, but it
adversary.
was Shad all along.
Yeah, it's, ugh. This is a fucking banger tweet, but a bad one nonetheless.
from a majority of the internet for artwork they created.
Wait, why
It's
is
critical to
Ricky
Shogun.
on the list? Because there was a connection. There was a direct connection that Ricky had to then apologize for.
Yeah.
Man
Yeah.
and Ricky apologizing, jeez.
Yeah, he was friends with him. Yeah,
Well, a lot of people were.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of
pre
people were.
all the craziness, but you know.
Well, I mean,
Or-
the internet was a different time. Like the
Yeah,
internet
you could-
saw Loli art as edgy.
Edgy humor, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
You guys remember the 4chan visual novel that was about amputee lollies? That was interesting.
Yeah, like it was 100% seen as like risque and edgy art and edgy
Nazi
memes.
humor too. Like a Nazi
Yeah,
humor
and the
was
Nazi
supposed to be
humor.
edgy. They weren't supposed to come back.
I mean, this is literally
And here's
un-Nazi.
Shadman's character in an SS uniform.
Oh, thank you,
Mr.
Star.
Sprinter knows this name too. He just keeps telling me he does not know why. I think I should keep him innocent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kawada
Thank you.
Shoujo is not a Loli VN. I mean,
Katawa Shoujo.
I was just being hyperbolic.
yeah. I mean, like
I know. I'm just being
yeah.
hyperbolic. Don't worry.
I buried that away. Yeah, we all did.
They must
Listen.
be a uniquely disturbing case of either taking a joke way too far, or an instance of when one's darkest and most depraved desires can no longer be contained to the rotting annals of their mind, and spill forth into the world. Meet Shaddai Prajan, aka Shadman.
Oh god, that was loud. Holy shit.
His music's gonna
Whilst
get
most
us
discussion of
claimed.
Shadman
Okay.
concerns
No.
his artwork
Wait,
depicting characters
really?
of dubious age, many
Yeah,
are
that's a real
unaware of
song.
his more recent
Ah, that's why everyone keeps privating this. Well, fuck it. I
history,
don't care.
featuring his arrests, drug abuse, and
All right. This will most likely go behind the members wall.
We'll
Because
see
I
if
know
it gets
somebody
claimed.
else. I
Yeah.
know somebody else privated this. If it does for some reason get the copyright thing, I'm gonna put it behind the members wall.
convictions for
I
violent
might put
crime.
it. I might put it behind the members wall anyways.
There are a lot of videos already made about his controversial art, but in this video, I'm going to try to gather together every scrap of information that
If you keep pressing pause, you'll be okay. No, that's not how it works.
No, not always.
Yeah, not always. It sometimes it'll just like I've had the stream claimed for a little bit. Again,
They can ID tag music off
Mhm.
of like a second or two.
yep. Even though it's supposed to allow you to get 5. If that is what happens, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this stream members only. If it doesn't get claimed, I will make sure the stream goes back up. Fair? Fair. Thank you, chat.
exists on his life, and try to paint a comprehensive story, stretching from his childhood through to his career as an artist and subsequent downfall. More so than any other individual I've spoken about, Shad has been incredibly careful when it comes to revealing information about his private life. This cautiousness was at first thought to be due
Bro, he looks fucking weird. Like, am I the only one that like is like, brother, what the fuck is wrong with your face? I don't know what it
I don't
is.
know.
Like,
Wow.
It's the Marvin the Martian T-shirt doing it.
Yeah.
anyway.
yeah, he got the crazy eyes. Like, I don't know, man. He be looking. Yeah, I knew he looked like this a little bit, but like, yeah, he does look like he's cut from the same archetype as Yondev. That is crazy.
Oof. Oof, you
Oh
hate to
my
see
god,
it.
that is crazy.
to his own shyness and preference for personal privacy, but as more information emerged about him, it became clear that a key factor of his secrecy was to ensure that his real identity couldn't be associated with the antics of his online, self-described villainous
I just
alter
remember
ego.
something.
This video
I used to watch Shadman stream sometimes.
Oh. How was
Cause
That
I
explains
remember
a
like
lot.
he used to stream
That
like
explains a lot,
drawing.
Ash.
What?
You're everything's coming into focus
you
now. The
degenerate
pieces are
fuck.
falling into place. How dare you?
It took me a minute to remember. Cause it's been like
I
years.
can't believe you have now ruined that. You've given up all of this information about yourself.
Live on
Live.
stream.
What?
I can't believe you did that. You should
I
can't
Am I
believe you
canceled
did that.
now?
You should delete your YouTube. channel.
canceled forever.
Oh, okay.
We'll obviously touch on some off-kilter topics, but I'm assuming you're already aware of that. Okay, let's just dive in. Shaddai Prajan was born September 9th, 1990, somewhere in Switzerland, to a Swiss mother and American father. His
Okay.
dad, Thaddeus, had emigrated from Louisiana and was actually a semi-well-known reggae singer.
What?
What?
Below tier god? What?
What?
He was a low tier god meme.
He had a reggae
His
singer?
dad was a
L-
reggae
L.
singer.
You went from like the heights of having a dad as a reggae singer and you just fucking became that. Jesus Christ.
That's wild. I mean, good for his dad, I hope. Like, what's wrong? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's interesting.
Yeah, but what happened to his dad?
Yeah, I hope everything's cool with his dad, though. Like,
With one of his songs having some interesting similarities to the life of his son.
oh, that's what's gonna get people claimed.
Baby.
Probably want to mute it.
But it's not gonna play the hold up. I'm gonna mute the
it'll have
VOD.
Yeah.
I'll mute the VOD. I'll mute the hold up. Web
The YouTube
browser.
video.
Yeah,
The
I'll
VOD.
mute the YouTube video so I can listen to it. Okay. I couldn't hear it enough.
Yeah, I
to...
could understand. You need subtitles.
Yeah, we needed the subtitles. The reggae was about sunburning. I think it's just about like an Icarus kind of moment. Fly too close to the sun kind of thing.
Raised in an incredibly religious household, with his father banning anything that could be considered ungodly, and allegedly using physical violence as a punishment.
Oh,
you get beaten. So you got to know that the fear of God lives in you. That's what my dad used to do to me. I turned out pretty okay.
One such beating is reported to have taken place following Shad receiving poor grades at school. Shad's academic struggles could be due in part to the fact that...
Don't beat your... Whatever. Hi, don't beat your kids. It doesn't ever work. Hitting your kids is not a form of not a good form of positive or negative, technically it would be negative reinforcement. It never works. Hey, Lizzie, thank you for subscribing.
And now your children are gonna kill you in your sleep.
In Minecraft.
Not Ellizzies. Not
Ellizzies.
No.
Yeah, don't hit your kids. The Lord, yeah, it's a load of horseshit to say. I turned out okay. No, don't hit your kids. It's not the correct way. Every science about kids shows that it's bad. Listen, your kids can fight other kids. Sometimes that's just cohort learning. You as a parent shouldn't be beating the shit out of your kids. It's not okay. Maybe a light tap. I get it. My nephew tries to touch hot stoves all the time. He's fucking insane for it. Don't do that. A light tap maybe, but no. Like, actual hitting your kids, beating your kids, shit like that is not okay. And again, always remember that best science shows that you shouldn't even lay a hand on your kids at all. That's all I'm saying.
His family would frequently move around the country.
So we never stayed in a single place long enough to gather any lasting friends at the time.
With him citing his family's frequent relocation as a reason why he struggled to make friends.
In situations like that, your siblings become your best friends. It's
Yeah.
safe to say we're all very close.
We know that Shad had a handful of siblings, however the exact number is still unknown. It's been deduced he has at least one brother, and Shad himself has admitted to having a younger sister.
One thing
Yeah, I
to make
remember
me
his
start to
younger
grow
sister.
distant from my...
Oh, okay. Lio, what's up, buddy? It's amazing how many people knew that this freak was like this and still defended him, kept him around. Yeah, again, it was one of those instances of different time on the internet. Doesn't necessarily excuse it. What do you mean, knowing he drew his mom?
Oh,
We're not there yet. We're not near the video.
We're not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a fucking freak out moment.
But
I'm gonna have
yes,
a fucking freak out moment. There was Gunpla talk. Yes, there was.
Oh yeah. Just
Yes,
start
there
stream over.
was. I have Gunpla. I have kit
What
stuff.
do you get?
Oh,
You should shut the
you know
light.
what?
Shut the light.
No, wait, no. You know what? This is kind of sad because if this video gets claimed and it's members only, you're gonna have to pay to see Gunpla talk.
We'll cut the Gunpla talk out. I will make sure we cut the Gunpla talk out. The mom thing seems to be a hoax. Oh god. We'll see.
We'll see. If it's in here, it's in here.
Little sister, which is my interest in drawn and animated pornography.
Throughout his lonely childhood...
Why would you fucking say that? Why would you say that? Don't.
It's a different time, Falgi. It
Don't.
was a different time.
I
Falgi.
hate it here.
Ash, you sound like you long for those times again. What did you
No.
mean by that?
No.
Are
I'm
you
just
like
being-
Cinnabar and you want to be 14
No.
again?
No.
I know.
No,
Ew.
we're being too rude.
Oh.
We're
Ew.
being too rude, Ash.
Ew.
No,
Yeah.
somebody said it early in chat. Shad's art makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, Shad's art style has always made me uncomfortable. There's something about it, like that just I can't explain it. It's obviously like the lining and everything, but there's something about it that's always off-putting to me, and I don't know why it was generally appealing, other than shock value, I suppose. But
Yeah.
I was never a fan of it. Whenever it
Yeah,
cropped up on my...
it's that because like why would you say those like yes, you're trying to be humorous, but it's not like it's not humor. Like you know what I mean? Like that's just not funny. Lyle, why do you have so Lyle, the fuck, dog?
What?
This is just part of his backlog.
Oh, that's...
Get ready for all these videos.
I need to zoom in. Zoom in. Let me see.
Oh, there's a Tall
Enhance.
Geese 3. Let's go.
Why are we just talking about that?
We
Ooh,
were-
ooh, the Zoid. See the Zoid up there. Right next to
yeah.
Tall Geese. The Liger.
Yeah, so the shield liger.
Yes.
Chat, we'll get back to it.
me
Yeah.
get my
Oh my
Panther
god,
liger.
the red. Brother, you have the huge ones.
Yeah, and
What are you
YouTube's made out
doing?
Real nice.
No, I want to look at him. No.
Well, I will send them to you later, friend.
Okay.
Lio's gay closet. I have all the Tall Geese.
Oh.
A man of true culture.
Yeah.
Yes,
Make me
Lio,
jealous.
you are a man of true culture.
Makes me jealous.
Shadai would discover his love for art through the medium of video games,
Plastic
and it's here
Kraken.
that he would begin to draw. Inspired by the characters and worlds of the games he played, the young Shad would also develop another passion, coding and web design. He would combine these two passions when he created
Okay.
a website that would one
There
day...
are raw breasticles every. Oh God, fucking damn it!
Those were the days. That was the time.
I like how he says breasticles.
I
There's-
get it.
There's-
Okay,
and,
it's
and,
boobs.
and for sites at the time, like including Newgrounds too,
Yeah.
there was on the front page there was just nudity as well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, I'll admit it. When I was a kid, it was the fucking. I'll say it. I don't give a fuck.
Don't say
I
it.
was like probably like fucking 15 or 16, and it was it was the Naruto games that were not made for kids.
I don't know them.
I don't know those.
I don't know the ones that were made for kids.
Anko is great. That's all I will say.
Certified Gooner moment.
I stop. I mean, like, I was a kid. What the fuck? Like, I don't like. I was a child. What?
Yeah,
like, what?
but reminiscing about it fondly.
I'm
that's the
not
Gooner
reminiscing
moment.
fondly. I'm fucking embarrassed.
What I knew about like Newgrounds is like a friend of mine would sing like songs made from Newgrounds. Like my mustache was curled by lasers, and like a walrus one, and then one about hot tamales. Like,
Listen.
hot tamales, hot tamales.
Listen, back in my day, Fokker was free. Oh, I'm fucking sweating.
Fucking
Listen.
Pimenta's calling us out.
Valzy, please don't talk about early 2000s dating sims, you fucking gooner. Listen, it's no, but like but the reason I talk about it is like that's where I think how Shad kind of got away with a lot of the shit was he rode in those circles.
Mhm.
And there was times on the internet where people were okay with this. And like that's in my opinion, that's where a lot of this shit comes from.
Well, we went from this to Dogwarts, so
Oh God.
was
why?
it worth the trade?
Oh God. I hate it all here.
become shadbase.com. Shad would use this little website to show off his art, using it as a digital portfolio and also a testament to his coding abilities. After leaving school, Shadai would decide to pursue a career in game design.
And I thought, like, you know what'd be really cool if I could make videos.
Wait, isn't this
Sleepycast.
Isn't this the
Sleepy
thing?
Cat
Isn't
game.
this the Sleepy Cast thing, Greg?
Yeah.
It's all coming back.
Mm-hmm.
It's all
don't know if
coming
he was a
back. The
part of
stamp.
it.
It was Cycle. It was Oni, Rice Pirate.
Yeah, but I don't know
Spaz
if he was just on it for this episode. Like they were just interviewing. It was like
No,
his
no,
episode?
Shad. No. It's Shad being interviewed. He wasn't on it.
That's no. What I'm trying to say, because there's so many creators on it. I think he was only on that one episode. I don't think he was like a regular member. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Sorry, chat. My eyes are like burning right now. If you see me scratching my eyes, it's my allergies.
Video games. Because I loved video games. Yeah.
However, his lackluster educational qualifications meant he was unable to apply to many game design courses in the country. But through a stroke of luck, one university, the FNF School for Art and Media Design in Zurich, would see his online artwork, and based solely on the raw talent he demonstrated there, decide to give Shad a chance by offering him a place on one of their game design courses starting the following academic year.
I was completely undereducated, but sometimes
They let people in when you think
Natsurai says he was tight with those guys, but only came on the show every now and then. Thank you.
see potential in this guy, and they let him in anyway. But next to making my portfolio, I also have an online portfolio. So I made this website called shadbase.com, and I used it as my online portfolio.
Yeah.
And I just put up like some of my work I've done, like some of my like amateur like digital paintings and stuff, and I sent them in a portfolio. They've looked into it and thought like, we'll give you a chance.
I think that's I think our word Hellfire kind of says it correct. Like back then, everything was cool, was shock media, and that was the internet, especially like Twitter in a lot of ways, and all those kinds of things. It was it definitely was like looking at like it was supposed to be edge. It was supposed to be insular. It was supposed to be like for the cool kids. And I think that's again, that's why a lot of people got away with a lot. It's a lot how, hey, if you guys paid attention to Dew's stream today over at Dew's Snail House, she went over the Doodle Tones stuff, the very famous Diaper Doodle Tones explanation video. And a lot of that was like, oh, but I was a kid, I was groomed, blah, 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 and I was always the groomed. And I was like, no, that doesn't, stop. Just like, stop it. Fauci, you got to remember that at the time, adult media almost killed existing on, only existed online.
What?
And I don't, my brain is kind of going places. My eyes are burning. And things like Rick and Morty would have been killed by the FCC. Yeah, no, 100%. Like, a lot of that stuff just existed here. And I think that that's, like, part of the craziest stuff. But, it is what it is.
We usually don't do this, but we'll
In
give you...
this world, it's groom or be groomed. I don't like that. I
found, like, a random video online about a drama. I have no idea what it's about. But the beginning of it is a call and a person telling their person, if you didn't want to be groomed, you shouldn't come online. And I'm just like, that just sticks with me.
I'm having deja vu. Have you talked about this before?
I mentioned it before.
Okay.
In passing, I haven't mentioned it on
freaking out.
stream.
Okay. I need to do something real quick, chat.
Do you need a hug, Fauci?
No, he needs to change his shirt because he's soaked through.
No. What the fuck? No. It's time. It's time.
What?
PieZK, start typing in chat. You have now earned your wrench.
See, I tried to do it a couple days ago when I was like, I think it's time. And you're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, all right, fine, I'll drop it. But now it's time.
It's
Fuck
now
you.
time. Pie's been in the running for a wrench since like December.
Forever.
Yeah.
We've talked about it.
We've talked about
lives
it.
in our brain rent
It does. They do. So Pie, you have earned your wrench. You do nothing with said wrench. You have now got the Trolls wrench. Congratulations. Oh, let's go back.
They want you to show the Doodle Tones.
I will later. I got you.
After summer, you can start.
With a place secured at university, finally studying something he was passionate about, Shad was left with a final few months to enjoy the end of his teenage years and prepare for the transition into adult life. But it's what he did in these few months that would change the course of his life forever.
Dun, dun,
Shad himself states
that
that
mean?
during these months he found himself incredibly lonely, and in his loneliness he would begin to explore himself. No, not like that. He would explore.
Why not? I know he 100%
this is
did.
The issue. This is the issue I had with some of the Stamper stuff. Was you're throwing in some of these jokes, and then some of this stuff is criminal. Some of the stuff that's gonna happen here is disgusting.
Criminal. He explored black tar heroin.
Explored.
Like, yeah, I explored the black tar heroin. Like, what the fuck?
He could have gone and like explored a brewery. You don't know. They could be exploring.
No, it's black tar heroin. I do know. Yeah, I
Just
do
spoil the
wish
video.
that there was a VIP thing and not a wrench.
Maybe
But
in
it
the
is
future,
what
who
it
knows?
is.
his mind and create artwork of the not safe for work variety. Oh, maybe he did do some exploration.
The whole summer went
Oh, what'd
by,
you say?
kind of started to get
No,
the
he's not
courage
wrong.
to look deep inside, like the darkest corners of myself.
Yeah.
The corners where I never would have seen myself, and I kind of explore those and like see that I have a friend in there.
Yeah.
And I explore that.
A friend in
some
where?
Drawings which were very
What's this
questionable
friend's name? It's in the
morally.
room
What
right
set his
now.
work apart from the creamy tidal wave of not safe for work art already on the internet was the indeterminate age of his drawn characters. Later on his website, he would slap a big ol' all characters are over 18, even if stated.
Guys, I'm gonna keep it a $1.50. I don't want to see that she's a fucking 900-year-old grandma. Don't want to. Listen, I know people.
Gilts need love too.
Listen, I know short stacks in real life. I quite literally date one. No.
36.4.
That is not the same thing as, like, clearly children that are like, oh, but they're like 679 million gajillion-year-old dragon, Pegasus, unicorn bullshit. No! You are short. You are a short stack. That's not true, honey.
36.4. Stop lying about Cloudy.
I don't. Everyone keeps making Black Tar heroin jokes. Oh, there better be some gray hairs and wrinkles on that 900-year-old grandma. Mr. Gamer, yes, there is. Don't worry about it.
What?
Otherwise disclaimer. But I'm sure most would agree simply having the need to put such a disclaimer up like that is a pretty big indicator you're entering some highly sketchy territory.
I would disagree with that. I think that a lot of people do that just to, like, hey, covering ourselves, because a lot of people will question. Because we unfortunately now live in a day and age where anime has drawn a toddler having the biggest breastises in the world, and I think that that's fucking vile.
I don't know what you're talking about, nor do I wish to.
I don't want to. Don't say it. I don't.
I'm literally being hyperbolic. I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
But I believed you. I thought you never lied.
It probably exists. It probably fucking exists. I don't want it to
without-
exist.
Without. Okay.
Dragon Maid, yeah, Dragon Maid. Well, no, but Dragon Maid, I thought they were adults. What do you mean it exists? I don't want to know what exists. I don't want to manifest shit. No. Fucking hate this shit.
A
God.
Japanese gooner has already manifested for you.
Why can't
It
everything
exists on the internet somewhere.
Why can't everything just be Ghost in the Shell, Perfect Blue, Digimon? Like, why can't it just
Vampire
be
Hunter D, Bloodlust.
Vampire Hunter D? Like, why can't it just be normal?
Normal bell curve.
Shad describes this period of artistic exploration as him simply learning to accept himself and creating art that was.
Don't accept yourself! Lose yourself! Never accept yourself! Draw regular fucking people!
Expression of his own abilities. But as would soon be made apparent, not
Yes, I do know about the anti-lolicon bill. Fucking good. I don't really fucking care at this point. Again, there's a difference between Moe and all those other things. I very much understand that.
I think the only problem with the bill is that it's very vague. So they
too vague.
technically
It's
could
very
word
too
it to where
vague.
they ban all manga and
Yes.
anime from Texas.
Yes, which is what a lot of people are hey, I guess Crunchyroll Funimation now has to leave fucking Texas now, I guess.
I'm moving to Texas.
Yeah.
Kill me.
No, I'm not going to. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like the delineation is now just annoying. Like, just I'm tired of the talk. Just get rid of it.
everyone shared his artistic perspective. He would post all this art to shadbase.com in a separate section from his professional portfolio.
Like, hey, I'll just upload them to this portfolio site I made.
Oh,
Make
yeah.
like an extra, make like an extra category and start uploading a little more alternative stuff.
Yeah.
But still just as
Not
accessible to
alternative.
anyone who wished to view it. During this time, Shad would first make contact with another up-and-coming online
the best
creative, Corey
image of
Beck,
Corey.
better known as Spaz Kid.
Who's Spaz Kid?
He's another artist on Newgrounds. He's also in a band. He's also an animator. He also does NSFW art. He's also very edgy, or he was much more edgier back in the day if his username isn't anything to go off of, but now he's mellowed out a lot more. He's a frequent Let's Player on the Only Plays channel.
Okay. See, this is why I like having Greg. Greg has Newgrounds lore that like I would never know. Greg is our resident Newgrounds aficionado.
This was prior to SpazKid's explosion in popularity that came with his Sonichu animated series.
Oh!
So this connection nonetheless would
What?
prove invaluable later
Wait,
on.
tell me,
Don't
it's on to anime series?
He's done a lot of things.
Is it worth watching? Is it like funny, or is it just gonna be like I'm gonna want to kill myself?
It's dated at the time.
Okay. So cringe.
Yeah, it's cringe.
That's proceed at your own discrepancy, I guess.
Summer, Shad would begin his university career in game design. But after a few weeks, Shad would be called into a meeting by university staff, where they would bring up what was now viewable on Shad's website.
I get like this weird email.
Bruh. Imagine having to go to the dean's office because you're such a fucking creep that everyone's like, Mr. Shadman, can you please come to the dean's office? Mr. Shadman, please come to the dean's office. Thank you very much. I just like, that's insane. That's insane. That's literally insane. Holy fuck.
Oh no.
And it's like, can you meet us on Friday? Can you please meet us at this specific address? And like, leads me into this building. We go up an elevator. We go into like this secluded room. They broke the bomb and said, we found some stuff on your website, which is highly illegal, and we cannot allow you back on the campus.
Oh well.
Because you're a menace.
Okay, I feel I don't need to bring up the logistical issues of putting alongside your professional.
Yeah. Also, if it breaks a code of ethics for the university, it doesn't necessarily have to be illegal. If you're also, it could be illegal in this country, obviously. But if there's a code of ethics board, that also happens. Just as like a obvious FYI moment.
Also, why would you put porn next to things that are going to your fucking school portfolio? Are you
Because he
stupid?
didn't care. He just... What are you eating?
Your soul. You traded your soul for the subs.
What are you eating? Honey, did you give her something? Oh, she got a cucumber, chat. I didn't know that she got a cucumber. Nobody tells me things.
Yeah, you don't have to know everything.
It's not plastic! Don't say it's plastic! In all fairness, some dean's office stuff is silly. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, like it is like it could be silly, but you're absolutely correct. Why have a folder of horse porn next to your taxes folder? Oh, that's a good one.
Leo, but having that porn be extremely risque, like even by porn standards, like yeah, the university wasn't gonna hear you out.
Yeah.
Like I beat my edging PR all the time, but I don't stick it on my fucking LinkedIn.
What?
A gamer from Mooresmith.
Yeah, some of these bits are not hitting. Sorry.
I mean, people have been weirdly calling him Gooner from Mars. It does hit a little bit for me. I'm not gonna play the song yet, Reddist. We gotta get through some videos. It's crazy how much people were able to get away with. The fact that they allowed Shadman to slip through the cracks at all. It's one of those things where it's like, again, it seems like the university was very much not aware at the time. And obviously, it is what it is now. I don't like it. It shouldn't have happened to begin with. Obviously, there are artists that nowadays will separate their NSFW stuff from their actual real-life persona. Obviously, if it's things that, go into not even the risque, but downright fucking deplorable and disgusting, they should be, thrown out. Sorry, that's just real. Colleges have guidelines. Yeah. I finally had a college, but I couldn't stop drawing kids. Exactly, that's what he fucking did.
When retelling the story, Shad appears to be very cautious to not actually describe what the university found, and obviously painting himself as this edgy rock and roll badass, whose Sigma demeanor sent chills down the spines of all the university bigwigs.
It's also kind of like with my whole appearance and stuff at the time. Like I was quite into like heavy metal and stuff, and that also was like.
Motherfucker, you looked like a twig. You looked like a fucking twig. You were not scaring a motherfucking soul.
You look like one of the kids like in high school that wore Hot Topic and it just hanged on you. Like,
Yes.
it didn't even
Yes.
fit you, it just hanged on you.
100% nothing would have fit him. It wasn't your look, motherfucker. It's because you fucking drew kids. Ah! I fucking hate this man. I hate this man. He looked like a heroin addict before he was one. Fuck. Kanga, no.
For people like those, like kind of like conservative art professors, or the kind of a red flag.
They're very, very
because of the whole like satanic themes and like the glorification of violence, such in that.
Yes, Shad, I'm sure at your art university you were the only one who dressed in an alternative style.
Sure.
Raw time.
Take it easy, babe.
Shad's primary defense seemed to
I don't like that.
be that all of his not safe for work stuff
Reel it
was
in.
totally unrelated to his university work.
Them like telling me that it proved that they're nothing but an agents of treachery themselves.
Right.
By like denying my right to express myself in my own.
Denying his rights to draw children in sexual poses. Let's just go over it again so we can make it very, very clear. Denying his rights to draw children in sexual poses. Sure. Conservative Art University. Very interesting. Oh my god, infringing on his rights. Oh no, it's 1984, everybody.
Isn't he? Well, he's not from America, so he doesn't have the same rights to be complaining about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if his father's from Louisiana, then he might have dual citizenship. We don't know the full details, right?
He was born in Switzerland.
Yeah, but his
dad
father's from
moved
Louisiana.
there, so he may have dual. He may just be a
might?
Swiss citizen. He also went to school
But we don't
in
know.
another country.
But the other thing too is university applicants from out of the country get I think they're like
It's a student visa.
or there were.
It's
I think
a
there
student
were. Yeah.
visa.
Yeah. Yes, you get a student visa, but you have higher likelihood from going like from different countries than from like interstate.
Yeah.
It's harder to do it from interstate.
And
It costs you
also,
a lot more doing it
and
interstate.
also, as Rose like accurately states, like I went to an art school. A lot of like a couple different people went to art schools. That I know, hyper progressive, like you know, it's crazy to think about calling it a conservative art school. Very Hitler went to an art school. Fuck me.
Yeah.
He failed out of it though. Chad, he failed.
Free time, completely independent,
disconnected from what you
what I do in school.
It was stuff he did in his free time, and therefore the university had no business looking into it. I like to turn women into
That's not entirely. He was from Switzerland. Imagine having a portfolio so egregious your art school expelled you and then labeled you a menace to society. Yeah, 100%.
chandeliers. But that's on my time, University of Slough. Despite the stellar defense of none of your business, Shad was ordered to gather his shit and leave the university. He was also instructed to hand himself in to authorities.
The thing is,
That's insane. That's insane.
What the
Fuck.
did he draw that they
Drew kids.
Oh right,
Like,
right. Sorry.
He just drew kids.
I'm sorry. I'm just like, what? I'm like, oh right, because he's on forgetting to mention why.
He told his story about getting kicked out of his original country. I always took it as an exaggerated.
Oh, I've seen this video on
This is Ding
Shad.
Dong.
Yeah, I've seen
statement about he
this.
probably was just kind
Ding
of a
dong?
creep, and they threw him out.
Another
and he had to make it, like,
not an
it
artist,
was
but he's
so
a video
badass.
game
It was
developer.
so incredible, 'cause have you guys
Also
not noticed that a
frequent
lot of
collaborator
internet
with.
personalities really
Are you
talk
gonna
about
pause so I
anatomy?
can explain this, or are you just gonna let me talk
I was
over
just
the
gonna
whole
let
video?
go because it's just somebody
Okay.
saying he wasn't. He didn't believe in him.
Okay.
Continue.
No, I don't want to
No,
anymore.
the moment's passed.
My moment's passed.
Ding Dong plays it only plays. I love Ding Dong. Starshine says.
He's pending some dramas.
Yes, they are. And some of the reason that they bring in these things is to reaffirm how fucking cool they are to you. They need to remind you. I just took it as him exaggerating. I didn't buy it. I never.
I can
believed
agree
him.
with
To
that.
top this all off, when taking the train back home, Shad was stopped by police, where they found he was in possession of a large knife. Shad would make it home and went to the police, where he was then interrogated about his art. For these drawings, and on top of the earlier knife possession, he was fined 2,800 Swiss pounds.
Oh, that's great. That's just.
What?
I mean, okay, it's a fine. It's a misdemeanor, sure. Was it a knife or a sword?
Well,
No, we will never know. Greg, you were gonna say something?
no.
I'm not even silencing you, bud.
Well, that's nice.
What is happening? Not giving Greg a voice on Women's Month, even. Greg, I'm gonna mute myself. The stream is yours.
Finally. Okay. So what we need to do,
Okay.
we need to vote Falgi out. He doesn't
yeah.
know technology. He is overfeeding his dog. He somehow has convinced Cloudy to drive. Cloudy doesn't like driving. She drove all the way to New Jersey through the hail and the thunderstorms and the desert
Cloudy
and I
doesn't
think across the
drive.
ocean. That's what I said. She doesn't drive and you made her drive.
What? What is happening? I can't believe you. I'm
We
continuing.
should
this.
vote to have Cloudy bully Falgi since they are in the same apartment together right now.
Yeah, sure. Donate for Cloudy to bully me. Listen, you get only fucking 3 more donations. What do you mean if your arms are tired, or they're tied up, how can you be typing?
Why did you say tied up?
Because
Why did you say tied up?
She's tied up?
Oh my
If your arms
god!
are tired. What are you
Cloudy,
implying, Falgi?
Cloudy, type 911 if you were tied up.
Shut the fuck up!
Enter the room if you are not tied up.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
Voice to text.
Yeah,
No,
gamer,
how
if
could
it's
you do
in
this,
here,
Falgi?
yeah, we'll cover it.
After all this, Shad would accept that he was unlikely to pursue any serious creative career.
I was definitely thinking I'm not gonna do anything creative for the rest of my life.
You
Like,
thought you were
I'm
just
not
gonna
gonna do
Just
any.
don't.
Not for a job. I'm not gonna do it. I told myself I'm gonna just quit. I'm gonna.
You thought you were just gonna do like a desk job the rest of your life?
Yeah, I just thought like I'll just come with May. Like I'll just. But I did not consider that would ever do like anything creative.
With no real goals or directions,
That's just star for the 2.
Falgi is about to beat drama like Jar.
I don't know.
thank you.
Jar didn't beat a lot of it.
Shad would decide to get his mandatory military service out the way as soon as possible. Shad would join the military and was assigned as an artillery tankman. Even in something as famously fraternal as the military, Shad would fail to make any long-term connections. But his comrades would quickly come to notice and respect his artistic ability, with him actually designing an emblem for his tank that wound up placed on the
Whoa.
What?
Pretty cool.
What?
That's pretty cool.
So he's from Switzerland? Was that right? Or
Yeah.
Sweden? One of the European.
He joined the Swiss Army. He even got his own Swiss Army knife.
But he joined it, or it was mandatory service?
No, he
think
joined
he
it.
joined it.
He joined it.
Because
It
he
wasn't
said
mandatory service.
mandatory.
Was
He
it?
said mandatory.
He did.
Hold up.
Yeah.
directions.
Am I missing
Shad
that?
would decide to get his mandatory military service out the way as soon as
Yeah,
possible.
Oh, okay,
Shad
so it
would
was
join
mandatory.
the
Okay,
military
okay.
and was
Okay,
assigned
so
as an
out of the way
artillery
since- okay.
tankman. Even in something as famously fraternal as the military, Shad would fail to make any long-term connections.
Is that-
but
so
his
is that a thing you
comrades would
have to?
quickly come to notice and
I guess
respect
so.
his
That's what
artistic
mandatory
ability.
means.
With him actually
No, I
designing
mean,
an emblem for
what?
his
How many countries have that?
A lot. A lot of
Israel?
smaller countries have it. Korea. Yeah, there's
Those are the
there's a
only two I know
lot.
of.
There's a lot. Several European countries have mandatory service. Yeah, there's a lot that do. We just don't. Thank God.
Name some more. I don't know any more. These are the 3 I've ever heard of.
Weaver,
Turkey.
Weaver, go tell us all of them. Also, 2,800 Swiss pounds is about $3,175.21 in American dollar dues.
How much would have that been during 2011, 2012?
I don't know.
Adjusted for inflation.
tank that wound up placed on the side of the vehicle.
See, here's the tanks. It's a bit of a... It's just Instagram fucking downscales this shit. But yeah, this was our tank battalion. And yes, I did make the logo here on the side too. All the tanks had them.
I know these vehicles aren't technically in service, but if World War III does break out in Europe, there is a not impossible chance that someone may be killed by a Shadman branded tank. But seriously,
I hate that.
That's a good joke. Okay,
I hate
keep
that.
more of these. Keep more of these, and less of the
I
other
hate
ones.
this.
This one was good.
It is good. It is good.
his sketches from this time, in my opinion, most clearly highlight the insane talent he has for drawing. Out of all the artists I've covered from Newgrounds, I'm confident in saying that Shad exhibits the most raw artistic ability.
That was like the worst part about Shad. He was a really good artist, but like
He chose like the most ugly fucking style.
He chose well, he just chose like the most egregious, like nobody likes, like everyone is agreed upon ethically and morally. It's disgusting. You have no idea how degenerate tankers are. South Korea, Israel, Singapore, Bolivia, Switzerland, Greece, Brazil, Algeria, Angola, Estonia, Ireland, Austria, Russia, Finland, Norway, Turkey, Lithuania, Thailand, Armenia, Belarus, Eritrea,
It doesn't really work that well.
Venezuela, United Arab Emirates, Azerbaijan.
Out of any one of his peers. It's also why I don't subscribe to later criticism thrown his way that he can't draw or was never a talented artist. Like, the man has talent.
The reason he's good
evil.
Yeah, the reason he was a good artist was that he was mind fucked. He doesn't feel the need to conform to a style and draws how he wants to, which is probably the entire problem. Honestly, interesting.
After a few months training and operating his iconic tank, Shad's time in the military would come to an end, leaving him once again at the mercy of fate and unsure of what to do with himself.
Why Belle Delphine?
That's Belle Delphine. She was big at the time.
Yeah, I remember that drawing.
I do remember seeing that going around too.
But like that is unfortunately risque and also funny. Why did you have to draw kids?
You know what? Now that I'm remembering, like during that time, I remember seeing a lot of his shit cycle through Twitter, and I'm fairly certain I never followed him.
Man, imagine if he drew furries instead. He would have made so much more money.
I don't think I ever. I mean, my Twitter account is young as hell, but I mean, like, I knew of him. I just never followed him, if that makes any sense. Like, I ran into his, like, the adult version of his art. From what I understand, I know why Belle Delphine was involved. I know she had a mutual respect for his art, which is,
that's a choice.
Yeah, she dressed up as him once, I think.
I mean,
I think
it's that same like edgy comedy kind of area, like same with Too Mad, and she was also friends with Too Mad.
Yeah, you're not absolutely.
Oh man,
despite swearing
we
off,
need to do a Too Mad stream.
Nah, next year.
It's gonna happen. Leave me alone. It's gonna happen.
No, I'm
any
never
creative career path, Shad would eventually decide to try once more to break into the video game industry, joining a currently unknown indie studio where he found himself doing design work for an unknown penguin-based game.
Okay, let's just be graphic design artists.
What?
Wait,
Shad worked on fucking Club Penguin? What the fuck? What do you mean he worked on Club Penguin?
No, I think it's an unknown penguin-based game. I don't know if the Club Penguin had anything to do with it. I think it's just a
There's
joke?
no way that had just been a joke, right? Let's rewind.
Himself doing design work for an unknown penguin-based game.
Okay, let's just be graphic design artists. That sounds pretty neat. The things they had me do there were like designing, like drawing penguins for an iPhone game.
Oh my god, I remember that, dude.
Shad would soon leave the studio. His reason being he couldn't stand having to work within someone else's guidelines.
Sorry,
he therefore made the decision to try and go it alone.
I think
was Club Penguin on the iPhone.
Was Club Penguin iPhone? Yeah, I think so. I think it was. Christ, I hate everything, if that's true. I hate it all. Chad, I hate it all!
It's awful.
as a
Everything's
solo
connected.
internet artist. His decision likely supported after seeing the success many of his contemporaries such as SpazKid were achieving on Newgrounds. To begin this new career, Shad would revive his old Shad-based website and would begin a new webcomic that he would upload there. Each page of the webcomic can basically be boiled down to what if game/anime character, but sex? He would also begin to upload his infamous series of Loli and Shota art. During these early years,
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it here, chat.
So
I hate it
viscerally
here.
unpleasant. I don't know why.
I hate it. I think my allergies are getting worse because of Shad.
Dad's cursing you. He's giving you the Swedish curse.
I'm losing it, chat. Chat, if you donate 3 more times, God help me. That's all I ask. Or tip. Or even become a member. I'm dying!
Shad would claim that criticism of his art would mostly relate to things like his art style. I think if you're earnestly critiquing the aesthetic qualities of your cartoon lolly porn, you probably need to reevaluate some life choices. Alongside this relaunch of his website, he would decide to create a new online persona to accompany his new identity on the web. And so it's here the internet would first be introduced to the Shadman. The Shadman, or just, in quotations, Shadman, is the character/persona most people associate with Shad's art and Shad himself. The skeleton wearing an overtly fashy uniform would serve as a visual stand-in for the otherwise camera-shy Shad, an intentionally villainous alter ego to accompany the controversial artwork he made. This persona
It's a Nazi outfit. It's just a Nazi outfit. Let's
Isn't
call.
he so cool? He couldn't even come up with his own cool edgy outfit. He had to make us just grab a Nazi outfit.
It'd be really funny if some loser online finds the PFP with no background of who Shad is and uses it unironically. I think that'd be great.
Oh
What
no,
if
chat!
Icon.
Chat! It might have been Club Penguin!
No!
No, Chad, no! No, not Club Penguin, no! Send you the quickest fact check. Listen, Shad's not around. Fuck it. We can lie. No, we're not gonna lie. We're just making jokes. That's so fucking
Me when I
stupid. Wait, you're not allowed to say. I'm not allowed to say the thing on YouTube.
I'll say it. I'll say it right now.
Why?
I just don't want to.
Yahtzee.
Oh, I don't care.
See, I said Yahtzee.
Oh yeah, we're not even
Persona
monetized.
also
Who
provided
cares?
yet another layer of ironic defense to criticism thrown his way. If you took offense to his content, well, it was just a character. It wasn't Shaddai, it was Shadman. Not only do you now have to separate the art from the artist, but also...
I'm not defending Shad. He doesn't need it. But just pointing out the ridiculous mindset of being unable to separate a person from a persona. No, fuck off. Mick Lauer, fuck the... No. Rice Pirate, no! You would
I was on a
Dumb?
plane with him once.
What?
He's at like 2 rows behind me.
Oh. What does he do now?
He's an animator. He does. He also does voice work. Famously, he was Abacchio on JoJo, and
Oh,
he's
that's
making
cool.
a JoJo fan animation that he's been working on for like a decade.
I'm sure...
And also,
I'm sure he regrets this statement now.
well, yeah, he's also stated that he's had he's made a lot of bad choices with like relationship stuff, and him and there's been like some falling out between some of the old Sleepy Cabin crew.
Yeah.
Some of it's over a woman. I won't get into it, but essentially, Mick said that he's been like an alcoholic, and he's made poor decisions under the influence, and he's on his own road to recovery. I don't know what statements on Twitter he stands by and which ones he don't, but yeah.
Okay. Cool.
separate the artist from the persona. This defense would be an excuse frequently used by Shad going forward. Shad would eventually bring this character into the real world, with an outfit that he would don for live streams and a few rare IRL appearances. Oh yeah, it's worth noting that throughout his career, Shad has generally tried to conceal his face as much as he possibly can. As mentioned earlier, it's unknown if this was because he didn't want to be associated IRL with his art, or if he was just self-conscious.
He had to wear a mask in person. We went to a restaurant, this is before COVID. He would wear a mask in public because he thought he was that relevant of a figure that he had to like hide.
Okay, that's weird.
I thought he would just do it because he didn't think he was attractive. Not that he thought he was important.
That's weird. Yes, Star, I saw. I cannot put that on YouTube. Thank you. I cannot put that on YouTube.
face in shadows.
Which
But no,
he
somebody
said,
like
yeah.
that. He was the only one I knew in that group where he was like covering his face and everything and making a big spectacle out of it.
This is also why I only have like 3 fucking photos to use as stock when I want to talk about the guy. Oh yeah, just to make this even more convoluted, there's some confusion over who the real Shad is under many of the photographed characters. Many have gone to cons, etc., and claim to be the real Shad, despite not being him. And Shad has intentionally played into this, confirming false sightings, so it's hard to tell what's a real Shadman and what's an imposter. It's also why you see a lot of people under the false impression that Shad was actually this super buff guy in real life.
Yeah, no, he
I'm actually
wasn't.
pretty sure I know who the buff Shadman imposter is, but we'll get to him later.
Oh,
Shortly
God.
after deciding to go it solo,
I think I
Shad
remember
would
that
decide to
photo.
move to Canada. His reasons for leaving Switzerland aren't 100% known, but a popular theory is that he was kicked out of his home after drawing porn of his mother. Doing something like this would seem like...
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, you fucking freak!
Yeah.
You fucking freak! Ah! Ah! You fuck! You fucking dirty fuck!
I did not know about that one. That's crazy.
Yeah. You know, the internet was a mistake.
And I guess it is a rumor, it is an allegation, but still, you fuck.
justifiable grounds to disown a child, and it does always pop up whenever people discuss the worst things Shad has done. However, in all my research, I have not found a single piece of evidence that can prove this actually happened. There is an image purported to be the one in question, but it doesn't bear any resemblance to his actual mother, nor does it have any traditional MILF-like qualities. Trust me, I would know. Every time I tried to find a source for the maternal
Okay.
connection, I was met
Okay,
with,
dude.
I heard it somewhere, or everybody just knows it. On Sleepy Cabin, there are mentions of the others meeting Shad's parents, so the disowning story doesn't seem to hold much water, unless they came to very quickly forgive their son. My guess is that he probably just made it as a joke on one of his lost live streams, and people
That's also not a good joke, you fuck! That's not a good joke!
I would be very, very upset if I was his mother and you made that joke.
That's not a good joke, you fucking freak!
I knew almost
like-
everyone in that photo.
Yeah, does that make... Was that the woman in question?
No,
That room?
that's fantastic. That's somebody else.
Okay. At least Oedipus gouged his eyes out! I hate everything here. Guys, like and subscribe if you like this video. Guys, let's see. This is a good time to remind you. The problem is the rumor is believable. Yeah, also if he's joked about it, that's also part of the problem. Is that he's perpetuating his own
Loli,
weird
so he
shit.
definitely wouldn't draw his mother.
That's
That's an insane statement.
that's an
but I
insane
believe you.
defense. Guys, there's
That's-
130 of you and only 34 likes. Let's get those likes up.
What an
Yeah, like-
insane thing to say, but how right you are.
Yeah. God help me.
He wouldn't sully his pen with a fucking MILF.
Let's just continue.
people just took it at face value and spread it around. All things considered, knowing Shad, it
No,
wouldn't
you're
even
not
be
muted.
that bizarre of a thing for him to do. In July 2009, Shad would make
Brett, I see you. Guys,
Ugh,
it's always
This page is crazy. Huh?
Guys, remember YouTube has an autofilter thing. If you're like saying somebody should end their existence or things like that, it will just autofilter you.
make his Newgrounds page.
Why
He would
is
post a
YouTube
selection of his
been looking
non-pornographic
over their
or less
shoulder?
explicit
I don't
stuff.
like
His Newgrounds
this.
was the avenue where most of the internet would first be introduced to
don't
Shad. And from
like
here, visitors would be
this.
directed over to his webpage to see everything else he had
Oh,
made.
no,
Newgrounds
Raven,
back then, at
no!
least, didn't come out
No,
once
Raven! Not Raven! God, there was so much Raven back in the day.
Yeah,
That's so
Zone
Raven.
Tan. Zone Tan.
Yeah, he was talented.
rules when it came to pornographic content. And so Shad was able to toe a close line between provocative and shit that would get you instantly banned. Shad would also begin to grow close to other Newgrounds creators, and these friendships would grow strong enough that in 2010, after a year and a half of living in Canada, Shad would move down to America to live in Philadelphia on the recommendation of his friend
no.
Spaz Kid, and influenced by the fact that his dad's American
This is where the heroin starts. This is unironically this is
Well,
where
you know
probably
what,
the
too?
heroin starts.
I don't. The Stamper was also in that area at the same time.
Yeah. This is how the heroin starts. I'm not even fucking around.
They went to Philly because the Newgrounds headquarters was also there, so it was very easy for all of them to be in the same areas at the same time to collab together. They very infrequently collab together.
Yeah. For those who don't know, parts of Philly, Kensington, if I remember correctly, specifically, Tusky could actually fucking confirm this. Very, very high rates of heroin use. Also Jersey, specifically opioid use. Yeah, this is bad. This is this is funny. Oh no. It is always sunny in Philadelphia indeed. Oh god, we are here. This is the timeline we're in.
American citizenship would grant him immediate residence in the US with no need for a visa.
Decide.
In Philadelphia, he would become close friends with other members of the Newgrounds crew, hanging out with them IRL and assisting them in the production of their own animations. As Shad grew increasingly popular, he would begin to branch out onto other platforms, such as a Facebook that now sits abandoned, a Tumblr that's since been banned, and a YouTube where he would upload speed drawings of his artwork, and occasionally make videos where he would talk to his audience about topics relating to art that interested him. If you look at the sub count of this channel, even after 6 years of inactivity, you really can gauge how popular this guy was during his prime in the 2010s. The only other site of note is his Twitch, where during his streams he would answer fan questions and even invite them on to talk one-on-one. Some of these conversations are the most prime form of cringe content I think I've ever encountered.
I had a similar situation, but I was on the bus and I think I made a rape joke or something, and apparently the person behind me, his sister, was raped. And he got up in my face about that, and I was just, the guy behind me, he was like, you know, my sister was raped, and I don't think that's.
He should have just hit him. I don't care.
Philadelphia. Yeah.
Should have just decked him.
You talk shit, get hit.
Talk shit, get hit. Live and alive. Sometimes you get thrown out of a bus. Shit happens. Something, California.
Funny. I looked at him. I was like, you know, anything's a joke if I can make something or somebody laugh, you know? And he got real defensive about it. He was like, you know, I don't think anything that can harm somebody or offend somebody is funny. I looked at him and I said, I don't...
There's so much music in these streams. This stream's 100% getting claimed.
I can't hear anything. Is there music in this?
You should have said.
I said I don't care, and then I made another joke.
I'll take fake stories for 500.
Yeah.
Despite the kind of art.
Fake stories.
Like you got your face fucking creamed.
Yeah, because everything we know about this guy is that he is very introverted. Like all this stuff, like none of this shit is believable. There was a persona, and the persona is, ugh, so brave, so wow. Oh my god, yeah, no, I call bullshit.
Yet to find himself embroiled in an actual controversy. However, that would change in March of 2012, when animator Ed Gold would pass away from leukemia. Ed was somewhat prolific in the online animation space, and so as other creators expressed condolences and sadness at his passing, Shad had something else in mind. On the 26th of March 2012, Shad would update shadbase.com with an image depicting Ed Gold being molested by the Grim Reaper. It didn't take long for people to reach a consensus that...
What the fuck is happening?
I'm sorry, Emily. What the fuck? Why would you do that?
Okay.
Why did you laugh, Ash?
Because I'm shocked.
It was the nervous laughter. I have that too sometimes. Greg, you want to give us this Newgrounds lore?
Ed's World, I don't remember. Was it on... I never really followed Ed's World. I know it was bigger on... I got really big on YouTube. Multiple people were involved with it. British animation comedy. That was out of my purview, but I know after he passed, several people came together to finish up like a final episode. From my understanding, I think they kind of carried it on for a bit. I don't know if it's still going on, but kind of beloved at the time. I think it was gaming related, but I can't remember for sure. I also never paid attention to it, but I know it was big on YouTube, early 2010s, late aughts.
Late aughts. God damn it.
Tomska, yeah, that's right. Tomska was a part of it.
Ay.
You know, there is a limit, and Shad had just crossed it. The image was taken down, and Shad would defend himself by stating that this was his own way of processing grief, and also that the public didn't really know his relationship to Ed, and Ed would most likely have been amused by such a drawing. Nevertheless, the image would stay down, and for the first time, people began to question what the motivation behind Shad's art was. Edgy is a term that pops up in almost all conversation about Shad, and it's about here that you see people begin to question Shad's artistic intentions. Until this point, his approach to art had been to maximize content output, getting as much crap out on the site as possible. But around this time, he would realize that his online career had more potential than being just one of thousands of porn artists.
Kind of 2013, 2014, 2015, they were like very, very important for me. I feel like
I've grown a lot there, like just knowing about things, and I started to draw as much as I possibly can. I've just been putting out tons of shit. But then I kind of got into...
I hate his office. I just hate it.
Just because you see the Godfather in the background.
It's the Godfather. It's the Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards. Like,
Pokemon
it's just,
cards,
like
yeah.
lame.
It's
It's
being
just
called out.
The Zone Tan.
the Zone
Zone
Tan.
Tan right
Like,
there.
Zone Tan
it's
poster.
just lame.
Iron Maiden poster. What
Yeah.
else is
This is the most like lame
Harley
shit I have
Quinn.
ever
I
seen.
see Harley
Right
Quinn. I
side.
see Kadabra.
Mhm.
Unknown.
Yeah, it's so cluttered. It's such a stereotype. It's so
Max Payne.
yeah.
to this thing where like I discovered streaming, and I discovered other things, and I discovered like that there's
It screams Arrested Development.
Yeah.
other ways besides drawings to talk to people, to reach out to people online, to be able to express myself online. But that's when I kind of start to not draw as much as I possibly can anymore.
With the help of his Shadman alter ego, Shad began to transition his career into that of traditional online personality, albeit one whose brand could still be boiled down to porn. By 2015,
Yeah.
Shad was living with Corey, Oni, Zach, and Stamper in their infamous Philadelphia house.
Oh boy. Greg knows all about this infamous Philadelphia home.
Not really, because it didn't last long. It might have been like a year, but or maybe 2 years. I don't remember, but it didn't last long once everybody was kind of there, and this is kind of the like the moment in time where I kind of stopped paying attention because they were Zach and Oni were making a they made an animated, like a 3 animated series thing, episode series that they were pitching around, were shopping around, so they were focusing on working on that. And a company bought it, or they can't really talk about it, but a company bought it, but then they never intended to make a show with it. And then so they were trying to get the rights back to it, but the company didn't want to give them the rights back to it or sell them the rights to it or anything. And it was
What
this
the
huge
fuck?
mess and kerfuffle for that, and that lasted for years. And then at the end, Zach went off to go make Smiling Friends with I forget his name off the top of my head, but somebody else. But Zach continued to do that, and only started doing more Let's Play stuff.
Psycho Pebbles, right? Or something like
Psychic
that?
Pebbles.
Psychic
Zach.
Pebbles, okay. There we go. See, I'm not entirely crazy. I know some things.
House.
So this guy, he didn't have to pay rent. He was so fucking poor looking for a job. This guy,
Michael
turns
Cusack,
out,
make you star.
the limited rent she had, he was paying rent, but he was paying half of her limited rent as a little deal of her, without ever telling us. I go upstairs into his room to see the remnants of his destruction. Empty cottage cheese containers, trash littered all over.
Oh, wait. Sorry, this is a slight derail. Hey, Ash.
Yeah.
I saw the King Rao Liger. It was the
Oh,
Fifth
you
of the North
fuck.
Star Liger.
Hmm.
It was fucking, it's so gaudy. It's so fun. I just thought
Did you
about
get
it.
a picture?
No, I forgot to take a picture. It's on their website though,
No.
but it's so fucking gaudy. It's hilarious.
Over the floor, and a plate of hair filled with his beard hair. For some reason, he always trimmed his beard hair and pubic hair in a plate.
Naturally, Shad would make a few appearances on the Sleepycast podcast. It's from these appearances.
Who cares? Okay, so like real talk, right? If you're a man with a beard, I used to have a beard. What I would personally do is I would get.
He could do his pubic hair as well.
I
That's
heard
what
that. I'm ignoring that for a second. I'm very much ignoring that part. I had a beard. I would trim it by putting like old a newspaper, or technically it was like old coupons like that you would get in the mail. So I would make sure that my sink was clean, because that's just the right thing to do. Now I just have a broom. Like I clean it. Fauci, that roommate was a weirdo. Don't defend him. I'm not defending him. I literally not. I'm just explaining some people do that with facial hair. Facial hair. Gotta say, Greg's hair is positioned so that if I look at the drawing, he's drawing. What? I don't. Killjoy, I can't read that. My brain is like on fire right now.
Okay, so
we would
it
come
says,
to learn
gotta
of-
say Greg's hair was positioned just so that it looked like he was drawing some girl's nip in that little doodle, I thought I was losing my mind.
My hair?
Yeah, yours. Ay.
Vast majority of what we.
Why would you keep the facial hair? No, you throw it out. The plate, you throw it out. No, I think he was just literally.
They want to have like people in their lives that like trim their toenails and fingernails.
Yo, those motherfuckers who keep toenail clippings, I don't know. Literally, I take your Haldol.
I'm just saying they just leave it around.
No,
just throw it away.
no,
Like, this is
just
disgusting.
clean it. Yeah, like listen, I get it. Some people are not very good at like positioning themselves, like atop like a trash bin for their toenail clippings. I get it. You know what you do? Just like make sure you have a broom or a fucking vacuum and just grab your shit. Why is it that hard? No, you're not supposed to munch on them. You fucking you!
We know now concerning his days in Switzerland.
The police took me out, searched me, and found a knife on me, which was
and he'll
larger.
just start clipping his toenails or fingernails in different locations that are not his house. This is very upsetting.
I don't like your friend. I wish very bad things on your friend. You can send him this.
Oh no, don't do that. He would kill you. Don't do that.
You kill
what?
you?
What? What the fuck? Are you friends with the American Sniper? What the fuck?
No, just someone who's like has OCD and is like psycho.
Okay, I die.
On.
He goes to
We're
jail. That's
on.
nice.
We're moving on. We're moving on.
Come on, that shit.
From these appearances, it's clear Shad holds some pretty interesting beliefs. One that sticks out to me is how he prides himself on never going to the hospital. Clearly this man is a homo superior. Look at this fucking specimen cat. Despite his boasting, Shad would actually announce on one of his streams that he did have certain health conditions.
But I have certain health problems. I did
there's
discover
nothing
I
wrong
have
with you.
certain health problems. But that has nothing to do with my physical condition. That's because I do certain things that I shouldn't. Just keep it at that.
You mean... Not the Twitch alerts being a jump roping vault girly. That's fucking crazy.
Well, that was one of his like that was like one of his pop-up arts. I know of that art. Like that's the thing. Like he weirdly liked Fallout. Cloudy, a Fallout fan. How do you feel about that? He does crack. Axe.
That's your first chat of the night. Thank you for making it a good one.
No. Axe has been chatting a lot.
No, they haven't.
I love
Axe.
Axe.
Now.
Based Axe of all times. Axe is a great community artist. I love Axe's art. It was the heroine.
You know what I was chatting with Falgi earlier? We need to do a Gartic phone comedian night for all the artists.
Oh god,
or like a stream
every fucking time, but sure.
That's
sure.
the whole joy of it.
The other host's hesitance to press him about his art has been pretty well discussed. However, I think it's important to bear in mind that this was before he had done anything really bad. The standpoint most seem to have is that if it's drawn, then it's not real and...
Brittany Heyman, is your concern you because you are choosing to associate with this person? Your ambivalence means you are suggesting drawn child porn is permissible unless you really want to argue with me that all these drawings are just jokes as well. Oni goes on to say, at the time, this is probably around like 2015-ish, 2016-ish, from what I understand at this point. Yes, I'm going to associate with a friend who is good to those around him. Drawing anything is permissible, anything in the whole wide world. That is his choice. Okay, okay. I'm going to say it right now. This was my problem with the ACC shit. No. Fuck off. No. I know that probably Oni and a lot of them regret saying this, but no. No, it's not permissible. Art is not art for art's sake. Fucking stop this. I do not care. Literally, I don't give a fuck. Fuck off. I don't give a shit about art for art's sake. Don't be drawing children in sexual positions. Don't be drawing like,
Leave
Yes,
those
Glamour
kids alone.
Girls. I
Do
know.
you remember the karaoke that you promised us that you still haven't done even though we donated for songs? Thoughtful face emoji. Also soy cuck soy cuck soy cuck.
Thank you.
Karaoke
Yeah,
stream is
it'll be
coming.
next week.
Fuck you. Fine.
We
I'll do-
won't let Falji forget it.
I'll
Okay,
do a karaoke
just keep
stream
on
next
reminding
week.
him, and we'll keep on reminding him.
I hate everything. I hate everything. But
Maybe
again,
a
I
fun,
don't like any of
Palate
this.
cleanser.
No. I don't remember what the. I think since I think all the people that have associated with Shad are just on Shinigami Eyes or just on the do not interact with list and do not interact with people who interact with them list type of thing. Nobody has, I believe, defended him other than this or any of the more egregious things later on that crop up. I believe the ending of this is Shad goes to jail. But like,
we'll see.
yeah, I also have not been keeping up with the Shad lore, so this is a lot of this is also new to me.
Yeah.
Can't harm anyone. It's a perspective that was far more common in 2015 and shared by most of the internet. And since then, each member has in some way indicated that they no longer support Shad or his art. So when people say X or Y was...
No, that's the McRib. Cool.
Karaoke is Falji's watermelon #Melongate.
Thank you. Thank you for the two, but no, it's the McRib. It is
McRib coming
legitimately
soon.
their McRib.
once friends with Shad and therefore they're evil. But to be fair, Shad has some moments where he makes a point so outrageously brain dead. It does get quite frustrating to see nobody even attempt to dispute the sewage that just came out of his mouth.
I think there's a huge hypocrisy with the whole child pornography thing. Like
Okay.
this unspoken thing that's so, like, the majority of grown guys are into it. However,
Insane statement. Loser statement.
Someone
Low
should make
IQ
someone should
statement.
make sure he gets heroin in jail. A really big dose of it. Can we get Chad in the Jeffrey Epstein part of the jail? I don't know, chat. I don't know. That's some projection. Fauci, thoughts on soul food? Good. I had a boss that was very much a soul food aficionado, and he taught me the ways. And it was, listen, mac and cheese with fried whiting is very, very good. Very fucking good. And some barbecue chicken, yeah.
however, they will not admit to
You
it.
think so?
And that shows by,
You can't send a Lowe's gift card in jail. You just can't do that.
You know what the most popular
Wait,
pornography
are you saying the
is?
majority of people are
Yes,
into that?
teen. Yes, teen.
You hear that, guys? Shad can't be a deviant because you, yes, you, the viewer, are a nonce. I've notified authorities. Their willingness to defend Shad may have been bolstered by Shad himself, who was
What the
described as
fuck?
exceptionally
Oh, I hate this.
polite and shy in public.
We were all out having dinner earlier.
And my friend Shad was there, and Shad is a very quiet, respectful young man who doesn't...
He doesn't do anything bad.
He doesn't... no, he doesn't instigate much shit, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
When the meal was finished, he wrote his receipt, and I grabbed it, and I drew a really, really cringy picture of him on it. I made him look like a retarded Simpsons character, and then I put a speech bubble saying, "Take it easy, babe." I showed it to him, and he was like, "What the fuck? I am so embarrassed. I want to leave now." So funny. Here's the big...
Sounds like... Huh. Interesting. Sounds like Shad wasn't the big, strong man he ever thought he was.
Just lying to
Mm.
everybody, I guess.
And
about
his friends
his own,
that
yeah,
are constantly with him.
and defending him.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Very interesting, chat. Interesting. This is insanely bitch made. Absolutely Axe. Insanely bitch made.
Picture.
As the story ends, be sure to throw up the photo.
Here it is.
There are actually some indications that not everyone was totally chill with Shad, even back then.
Everybody that we knew
Yeah.
was like, no, drawings are just drawings. They can't hurt anybody. He's the nicest guy. Like, you should really be friends with him. And then he'd come over and it'd be
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer was a real nice guy, chat. Super stellar guy. Would help at-risk youth. Really, really stellar man.
Mm.
He even...
Like Ted Bundy. You don't like Ted Bundy?
Yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer.
He's
He
a
would,
real ladies' man.
he really housed those POCs, right, chat? Very nice.
Like, hey, so you want to talk about how Hitler was right and he knew what he was. I'm doing a shitty impression.
I know, but that is what he would do every time.
Jared Fogle loved helping get rid of obesity.
I looked up. Okay, this is crazy. I looked up Jared Fogle recently because
Why?
Okay, I've been going through South Park because a friend of mine hasn't seen South Park, so I'm showing her South Park.
Sounds like
And
fun.
the Jared Fogle episode came up, and they were just talking about how the Subway commercials were everywhere. It had nothing to do with the Jared Fogle arrests or anything because that episode was like 2001, 2002. The rumors about Jared Fogle doing things, I won't say it, what didn't happen till like 2008, 2010-ish, and then he doesn't get arrested until 2015.
I hate my life. I hate everything. God damn it! I hate people. I hate people. Just hate people.
Is that why you're a therapist? You hate people?
I don't.
He's
I'm
not a
not.
therapist.
Remember, not a
Oh,
therapist.
you're not. I'm sorry. I forget.
Not a therapist.
Sorry.
I've worked in therapy. I was one. I am not.
Sorry.
That's why we keep hearing things about how he's so nice.
You fucking-
And it's like, no.
Yeah,
I know
this
what
is
you-
also like a really like important thing to note. Like, I don't care for the oh, they're a nice guy if they're saying the most like insane shit. I will not associate with them, and I will like be like, hey, why are you associating yourself with this person?
And the other thing, like not only that, but it's like your public image, your business or businesses which are reliant on public image and the internet, which is kind of reliant on goodwill and people's positive, generally speaking, positive connotations to you and your work in a sense. You know, comedy being what it is, sure, but having
Yeah.
But if your comedy
Hey,
joke,
kick in with the 5 sec.
Good morning from Sweden. Or maybe not. Woke up because of chronic pain and hearing Shadman's
no.
name gave me psychological pain.
Oh no.
Still, sex for you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
the
the
sec.
sex.
Please feel better.
I mean, it's like you can be a funny guy, but if your joke is to come out on stage and take a shit on the floor, I
Yeah.
don't think people want to be around you. 'cause that's
I
gonna
mean,
stink
you know,
either way.
Louis C.K. known for being a great person, known for being real funny. You know,
Man.
just had a funny little pre-show ritual.
You mean
I
by nice
never-
now is that
I have to
he's
bring
going
that
to
up.
align with the
Sad.
shitty things you like to do too.
In a video on the Only Plays prequel channel, Rice Pirate Plays a Game, other Sleepy Cabin collaborator Johnny Utah has a pretty tense discussion with Shad about pedophiles.
All pedophiles. Pedophilia is wrong. Pedophilia is wrong. Pedophiles should be burned alive. I never said that. I did. Pedophiles should be burned alive. Their eyeballs should be scooped out.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it $1.50. Yeah, Shad is clearly uncomfortable about the pedophilia conversation because he is one.
Dam burst confirmed.
Yeah. Very clearly uncomfortable with the pedophile conversation because he is egregiously uncomfortable with the fact that people do not like him based on his proclivities to minors. And he doesn't seek help.
Yeah. And it probably behooves him to not bringing up it entirely.
Yep. But it was part of
Especially in
his,
person.
but it was his art.
But it was his art, and people give him the pass because art isn't real. Blah
Yep.
blah blah, etc.
Yep, and that whole fucking thing. And I don't subscribe to that. I personally don't subscribe to that. That's
Agreed.
just me.
First, and then they should be burned alive. And then,
Okay, this also over Hotline Miami.
Over
is kind
Hotline
of
Miami,
insane.
it's crazy.
Oh, that's
A game where you can do that. I just, oh,
what gives you the right? What gives you the right to judge them like that?
What gives them the right to fuck children?
What gives you the right?
Yeah.
Because I say so. Who do you think you are?
Face.
Jack.
I'm not going to try to psychoanalyze this gameplay session, but later comments by Jeff seem to
Jeff, I'll never understand these people. They say drawing weird, creepy child shit is harmless because it's just drawing. You're normalizing this stuff for the impressionable, confused, horny idiots out there, and you're playing blackjack with them flirting with a child for real. This isn't aimed at anyone in particular, but every time I see one of these call-out posts, the guilty party seems to be confused as fuck, and I imagine their internet upbringing was partially to blame. Every counter argument I hear is like total dog shit, and you people are fucked up ones. Are the fucked up ones I'm talking about? Yeah,
Base Jeff, yeah.
Base Jeff.
I don't remember if it's him. I think he did the tank guys like videos on Newgrounds. If you're familiar with that.
Johnny Utah. I don't know if I am. I'd have to like look at it.
Okay.
Look at it. Yeah, that's like a big thing. Like I said before, I was watching Dew's stream on Doodle Tones. We might just do a Doodle stream.
Sure.
Because I found that fucking deleted diaper doodles video very interesting. But somehow Doodle Tones literally becomes the groomed and the groomer at the same time. I don't know how. It is the most like fucking stop. Again, I keep saying this about the ACC. There was a weird like fucking coalescence of individuals who were like clearly being groomed or at least being desensitized. I would say being groomed towards sexual conversations. It was also kind of like the point with like the art and the vent art and shit, and then becoming those same
Gooner.
Schrodinger's Gooner. Schrodinger's groomer was made by somebody in chat.
Oh fuck!
Somebody
said that
in Dew's chat. I forget who said
Deuce?
it.
That's so funny.
I think
it,
it may have been. It might have been you.
No,
I don't remember who.
I'm taking credit now.
Cloudy knows.
Whoever
I
said
just
it,
don't know who
delete.
said
Whoever said it, delete their comment.
Yeah, I will find it later. But like, no, that's like the thing. It's like, it's this unhealthy behavior with sexual content. Why would I know? Because you said it when we were driving. You literally said it while we were driving. You know what the worst part is? She could hear me talk in real time. I don't remember.
Ahead of
time. But that's like the thing. Like, that's my problem, is that we normalize a lot of this abhorrent sex shit, and it's never properly vented. It's never put in vetted, excuse me. It's never put in its context, and that's part of the problem. I know who said it. Pimenta, who said it? Was it you, Pimenta? Did you say it? Pimenta, was it you? I think it may have been, actually. Yeah. Yeah, there are rates, like Killjoy identifies, there are rates of individuals who are groomed that can that will groom others. I mean, look at the Nexium cult, look at a lot of cults. You will see that. You will 100% see it.
That he was skeptical of Shad and his artwork even all the way back in 2015.
As much as you guys think like I have an issue with Jeff or something, he's actually a great guy. He's actually a great guy. Just the man is a bit of a thin skin, but
yeah, sure, you fucking pedophile. Yeah, you're a pedophile. You're a druggy pedophile. Fuck you. You're in jail. Fuck you. You fucking thin-skinned motherfucker. Oh, he's got thin skin. He just called me a pedophile and said they should all die. Oh, thin skin. What?
People do nowadays.
That's not even a backhanded compliment. That's just an insult phrased as a compliment. Around the end of Sleepy Cabin's first season, a majority of its members would move across the country to LA. You know it's a good day whenever I get to use my LA stock footage. In the early days of living in LA, Shad was likely staying with or very near to Mick Lauer, aka Rice Pirates. Honestly, I implore you to check out the Kiwi farms around this time. Shad put up a single picture of his window view, and within 24 hours, people were debating over the—
Don't do it, chat. Christ.
The specific square foot on Google Earth where he lived. At some point, Mick would inherit Incan treasure and move into his own place over in Burbank. I'm sure nothing of note happened in that house.
I guess Rice Pirate.
That's the bit of where Mick has a he explains like he's had a drinking problem. There's infidelity issues happening with or partner issues happening between Oni and Mick, and it gets convoluted. It's a lot of people wanting to move on that were involved with it wanting to move on, and some other people wanting to bring it back up again, and it kind of like it's all splayed out for Twitter to see. I haven't seen this video. I would say it's probably unnecessary for a lot of things.
I mean,
because most of these people haven't done anything like necessarily egregious in the same way that Shadman has.
I just know the guy on the far right because I've seen a couple of his YouTube videos. He just does like media review shit.
Basically, there's a drama over. That's the easiest way to say it. But I feel like it was just kind of like everyone's dirty laundry aired out over Twitter.
Interesting.
It's theorized that Shad followed Mick and would start to live in his new house.
My milky teacup. should not draw with Copics markers on cups. It's not gonna come out. Shit, Mick is gonna be pissed.
But we don't have any definitive confirmation of whether it was Mick's house or Shad's own place. This period is when I would consider Shad to be at his peak, in terms of popularity and presence in the online zeitgeist. He was responsible for the creation of many bizarre and comical pseudo-pornographic images that would become extremely popular. And by looking at any of his social media profiles, you would assume he was just like any other—
And there's Belle Delphine, everybody!
Oh yeah, with the outfit.
Yeah.
Or the mask.
We exist in a timeline.
not safe for work artist. He was just a quirky old
Mask was
quirkster
very
who would go to the
popular,
weird
became
and
mega
wacky
popular
places no one
recently.
else was willing to go. He was certainly embraced by the alt web, with e-girls galore thirsting after and cosplaying him, and edgy dudes wearing his merch to school and shit like that.
God.
Shad's artistic influence at this time began
Was
to less
that
resemble dudes
meeting
wearing his
Millie
merch
Bobby
to-
Brown?
Yep. I don't know what shirt that guy's wearing, but he should stop wearing. He should stop wearing. I don't know. It's clearly Shad art. I don't know what character it is.
And then this is
It's
11.
11, I think.
Both of
We
them.
got him to sign an 11.
Print.
I swear, fucking pedophile.
That poor
Pedophile.
child.
Pedophile!
First Drake, now Shadman.
That man, pedophile! Ah!
school and shit like
You
that.
have neighbors, relax.
Shad's artistic
Sorry,
influence
honey.
at this time began to less resemble a fan base, but more so an entire aesthetic. As the so-called culture war intensified online, Shad promoted an internet vibe that was unapologetic, shameless, and dripping with edge. He, without a doubt, had a significant hand in shaping alternative culture on the internet. Today, if you look at the prevalence of e-girls and femboys on TikTok, Twitter, and my hard drive, the growth of that entire...
Okay, the hard drive
Stop.
joke was funny. I'm sorry, the hard drive joke
That one, that, no,
funny.
I'm not. That was good. That was good. It's almost. Every other one is good for me.
Oh God, I hate this.
Subculture can be traced back to 2016 and creators like Shad. His output of Loli and Shota stuff would still continue, but any serious attempts at criticism were usually shot down by his diehard fans, who would typically cite freedom of expression and, of course, the tried and true defense of, it's just a bit. It was at the beginning of 2016 that Shad would have a page about him made on Kiwi Farms. Here, users would begin to document his activities and keep a record of everything he squirted out on his website. Immediately following its
Don't say
creation,
squirt
many were
out.
actually
Come on,
unsure as to
don't say
whether Shad
fucking
warranted
squirt out.
a page.
I wanna
Since
see
his
that.
online activities didn't resemble the typical antics of a lolcow, Shad would very soon be giving them a lot more to talk about. Moving into 2016, Shad's general MO was to make porn of whatever was trending at the time, be it games, movies, politics, or even internet drama. More often than not, he would take an underage character from the IP, or just age down an adult, and draw them making a sus face. And of course, throw in some shitty memes for background noise while he was at it.
I
It was through
don't
this method
know.
Shad was able to grow as fast as he
Not
did. When
pregnant
people saw
Matt
art-
Pat. Not pregnant Matt Pat.
Background noise.
Why is Matt Pat pregante? Guys, oh, by the way, Deltarune apparently is being launched tomorrow.
Yeah, Delta
Isn't-
Rune.
You mean episode 2 or 3?
Episode 3 and 4, apparently.
Okay.
And it's supposedly supposed to be the end of it, at least. Of what we know.
While he was at it.
Please.
It was through this method Shad was able to grow as fast as he did. When people saw art of a character from a particular game or show, that art would naturally make its way to the circles of the fandom.
Maybe Deltarune. Hot take. I think Undertale is hot trash. I don't
Why?
like any of the humor, and I don't like any of the humor. I actually really don't like it.
I mean, it's not supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be cringy.
It's cringe. I don't care for any of it.
You
I
like
am
cringe.
okay with people liking the game. I don't begrudge you. I just don't personally like it. I understand why people like it. I personally think it's not good. That's just
Well, no,
me.
hold on. It's not that it's not good. It's just that you don't have a taste in
I'm
comedy,
sorry, Lynn.
right?
That's
You
not.
Can't.
Because you
Sorry,
can't
Lynn.
say comedy's not good.
I just don't.
You could just say you don't have that taste for comedy.
There are characters I like in the game. There are
Like
parts of the
Papyrus.
game that I find interesting. What's the mecha person? What are they called?
Oh,
Uh,
I've never played it. I'm too old. They like age
fuck,
gap you from
I can't
playing
remember. The
Uh,
Megaopolis? No.
no.
fuck.
Who is the mecha Metatron? Yes, I think Metatron is super cool. I think a lot of people are super cool. I just personally don't. The game is too young for me. I think that's what it is. You are literally Metatron. Okay, I guess I like them for that. Again, I personally I'm just too old for it. I think.
You would see this risque art, usually accompanied by the promise of more on shadbase.com, and then be guided, dick in hand, towards
Metatron,
Shad's website and
not
socials.
Metatron.
The
No,
next
don't say
significant
like
event for
that.
Shad would be his first major controversy, which unfolded in late 2016 in the wake of the presidential election.
Oh, and here we go. This is the
In
moment.
2016, Ian Hecox, aka iDubbbz, would publish content cop Keemstar. And in the aftermath of the video, and for the rest of the year, Keemstar was more or less public enemy #1 on the internet. Also that year, the election. In November, during polling, Shad would announce that if Donald Trump won the presidency,
This is a disgusting thing to post. I'm sorry.
No, giving head to
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that detailed.
Yeah. Yup. Yup. We
Oh,
have
no,
now
did I
reached
accidentally
the
see
Keemstar
that?
conversation. This is what he drew. This is what Keemstar had to fucking keep his kid off of for. Yeah, this is like criminal. This is criminal.
Chat.
Yeah.
How
he would
much?
draw Keemstar.
How much can we dono to get Fauci to stream Undertale?
If
Your computer can run it. Your computer can run it.
Isn't that CSAM? If someone donates $100,
So much.
You still haven't done the rib. We need you to carry.
I have the McRib stream. It's coming. I have to get essentials for the McRib. You don't have to do everything that your community asks you to. Yeah, sure. If someone donates $100, I will play Undertale and Deltarune. All I'm
Okay,
gonna say.
two games. That's fine. For 2 games.
And I will do every run.
Question,
I know
will it
of
be a
all
stream
the
or will it be
runs.
like a stage community thing?
It will be a stream. I will make it
Okay.
work. It's on sale for $1 right now.
It is. It's on sale for $1 right now. Glad I brought it up.
Good for them. I still need 2 zeros after that to play a game I don't like.
You make 100. They make.
Ah, you fuck!
This is the best day of my life.
Rocky!
This is the best day of my life.
Rocky?
This is the best day of my life.
Rocky?
This is the best day of my life. Happy
Rocky.
fucking St. Patrick's Day, you motherfuckers.
Rocky, you know I like
Rocky,
you.
you're a G. I love you.
I'm locked in. I love the music. You know what? This is gonna be my first playthrough because I've never finished a playthrough.
Why did you say that?
Tell them.
I don't like the game. Why did you say that?
You can tell them.
You're loud as fuck. They can hear me. I
No,
promise.
they could barely hear you.
Oh my god. Why did you say that?
You gotta speak it to the mic, honey.
Star.
Oh, star!
Star, no, star.
Damn it, Rocky bested me.
Thank
Jack,
you,
can
Star.
you hear me when I talk normal? You guys hear
Yeah,
how
I can
he
hear you, I can hear you.
screams across the apartment.
It should hit the yellow a little bit.
I ain't looking over there. I'm asking chat.
Okay, but you gotta speak into the mic.
Chat, he's yelling
Here,
at me.
use your diaphragm. Breathe low. Breathe low.
Don't
And
worry, chat. I'm buying
project.
it for Fauci right
Yeah,
now,
I'm
so
doing
you
all
can't say.
Yeah,
It's
look, they can hear me just fine. I can't hear you guys, by the way. Yeah, you don't like this game. Why did you do that? Because I'm not sitting with you and doing all the runs.
I'll do it.
No,
not-
it's
I'm
Greg.
not forcing-
Greg is going to do it with me.
I refuse to force myself to do all that. Yeah, see, stop yelling at me.
Fauci, check stream. Check
Steam.
Steam.
Wait,
Fuck
did you
my
get for him
life.
already, Killjoy?
Also, I came in here to get my charger, but
Oh, you want to feed the dog since we've reached goals?
yeah.
Library.
I'll wait until I can see the camera again.
I probably already have it because a very good friend of mine has put me on her family page, which means I just have way
God
too
damn
many
it, Killjoy, I just
games.
bought it for him.
Now you have 4 copies.
I don't even see.
It'd be at the top of your Steam, like that little bell, be green.
View all. I have received gifts from Killjoy and Ash. Undertale. I've received Undertale from both of you. How about this? Killjoy, I'll accept the gift. And then, how about this?
Ash by
Ash Deltarune.
Perfect.
I'm going to decline the gift. Include note. Have game.
Deltarune's free.
Okay.
Oh, when the other episodes drop, what about that? If those are supposed to be paid for, I
Okay.
don't remember.
I don't know how that works. All right, chat. Oh, did my window capture fuck? Oh, because I lowered it. There we go. It's back.
You did
Okay.
this, chat. This is your
You
fault.
did this to Greg and I. Greg, we now have to play games together.
I've been meaning to finish it anyway. There's apparently a date, a specific date you can play it on to get a specific boss.
Okay.
Ooh.
I
We
guess we're gonna
probably
do
will
it.
not do that.
You got $100. Use the channel budget. I know.
Yeah.
I know, chat. I can make it a tax write-off. But chat, it's
I'm gonna get
time to
raised.
feed the puppers. It's time to feed her treats. Cloudy will feed the dog now.
Move your giant head.
Papa mastication, yay.
Thank you.
Right in front of the microphone. I did. I know. Who's a good girl? Good job, Chad. I'm so very proud of you. Yeah, we also hit the goal. Christ. Feed dog 2. Christ, chat. And then we'll give her her favorite treat, which is blueberries. All right, let's get back into the video, chat. Fuck. I play Undertale.
We need a whiteboard of things to stream and
I'll make a-
McRib.
It's actually I have a whiteboard on my. If you play on October 10th at 8 p.m., you hit a secret boss. Thank you.
But you also have to get to it also.
Yes. What? Oh, you're giving her. She's getting blueberries, chat. She loves blueberries. Dogs, blueberry is very good for them. Okay, we're gonna get back into it. We're gonna get through this video, chat. Christ help me.
Star's daughter. Oh shit. It's hard to tell if the entire promise was a joke, and Shad, like many others, didn't actually anticipate Trump winning. But regardless, shortly after the results of the election were announced, Shad would produce a collage of Keemstar's daughter in various non-pornographic but still very suggestive poses.
I
Shortly
hate
after
this.
hearing of the image,
I hate
Michael
this.
Keane would publicly announce that he
I don't
decided
like
to
it. I don't care. I don't like it. Fuck off.
Don't do this.
The fact
Don't
that
do
the
this
joke
ever.
was there. Fuck off.
You could just say no.
Yeah.
But he can't say no because he's
Shad.
you know, he probably rigged the election. I can say it. Who cares?
You're such a fuck.
He's the
Shad rigged the election
so that he could do the drawing.
Do you see how she follows mom immediately? Immediately. Yeah, Keem had every right to be pissed.
No,
take legal action against Shad. Nowadays, people cite this as one of the worst things Shad has done, but I think people forget back then just how much hatred there was for Keemstar.
Yes,
and the
there
fact this was one
was.
of the few things
Sure.
that actually got to Keemstar. There was a very sizable crowd that
And there were
supported
people that
Shad during
okayed
this time.
with this.
A few days
I
later,
knew about
Colossal is
that.
Crazy, who was then friends with Keemstar, would tweet about his disdain for the image and the other art on shadbase.com. Following these tweets, Shad would allow Colossal onto one of his streams, where he pressed Shad about the morals of making such a picture. The discussion would conclude with Shad admitting to Colossal he had gone too far.
Let me just be very clear. I was not calling you a paedophile. What I did
You're a pedophile.
was say what you did by drawing this picture, putting it in context on your website with a bunch of other pictures of little naked girls, was
Totally understand. You understand that it was obviously part of like the controversial nature of the picture to post it under.
Fuck your controversial nature, you stupid fuck. You are such a dumb fuck. You are such a stupid fuck. Nobody cares about your controversial nature. It's fucking wrong. There's no excuse for it. There's literally no excuse. And the fact that, like, Keem couldn't really do anything is insane. Obviously, listen, I do not subscribe to the belief that some fucking freakos on the internet where, like, Keem should have, quote, killed Shadman. That was somebody's fucking weird take on this. But like, no, like, why?
Just be a fucking decent human being.
Started off as a controversial joke.
Yes.
And you didn't go through with it.
I wouldn't. I would have never. I would have never.
Yeah, it's pretty f***ing weird. Let's all agree. And I think you're kind of a weird guy.
I totally am. I that's my thing. I
I'm
totally
sure you're
am.
a nice person, but you're a bit of a weird fuck.
I wouldn't.
I don't care if he's a nice person. Nice people. I don't fucking care. Christ, I don't care.
People thought Jeffrey Epstein was a nice person.
Not argue with that.
The discussion was incredibly amicable, and at the end, Shad would announce he was going to take it down. I think it's interesting that on Twitter,
so much outrage lately over taboo jokes, drawings and jokes. Is fiction not allowed to be weird and extreme anymore? Are we running out of real criminals to go after so pseudo heroes can start convicting for fictional atrocities? Last time I checked, reality is still filled with real pain. Take a lot more.
I think you cross that
heroin.
line when you do drawings of real people and real children.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
There's Twitter art outrage over fictional video game characters. That's one thing, but you're drawing real, living, breathing human beings.
Yeah.
Or like a real people fan fiction.
Yeah, 100%. It's disgusting. It shouldn't be allowed. There's just nothing. There's no way to like even. And you see how he folds? Because he's a little bitch. Little bitch.
Shad will defend his art to the death, but as soon as he's put in a situation where he actually has to engage in dialogue with another, he folds almost immediately. Like, just time how long it takes for him to throw all of his anything is permissible in art beliefs out the window.
But I do feel like there are sexual connotations regarding that picture. Would you agree?
Totally agree. Yes, totally agree. Colossal, I respect you like a hell of a lot. And just like man to man, if you think it would be better for me to take it down, I would take it down.
Oh my god, what a little cocksucker bitch! Like what? Like, Colossal, Colossal, should I take it down? I just don't know. Like guys, like I'm so sorry, Colossal. I'm so sorry.
Is Colossal the one who's on the podcast with Pyrocynical?
Yes,
I have no idea.
Yes, I believe so.
I don't know.
Okay.
Right,
Does
Colossal's
that sound
crazy.
They familiar?
British.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Colossal's Crazy is on that podcast.
Okay.
The one that Nerd City crashed out over, yes.
That's crazy.
Just out of
Everything's
respect
come
to
full
you.
circle for us.
Every time, every time.
Spineless and Jar.
Yeah, somehow he's more spineless than Jar is crazy.
Do that. I think that would be wonderful.
Yeah,
You can do
I'm gonna go do that right fucking now. I'm gonna take it down out of respect to fucking Colossal.
Holy
I think this whole event is
shit!
pretty telling of who Shad is. When hiding behind his Shadman persona online, he had no problem engaging in highly technical debate to justify what he was doing. And you could observe this in real time.
I'm against pedophilia. It's a shocking topic. I'm not even reading the rest of that. He can go fuck off.
Upon when he returned to Twitter after the stream ended. As soon
I'm not necessarily underestimating. I've heard Colossal, aka Clown, like very like decent person. I've heard behind the scenes. You know, that it is what it is.
As soon as he was back in the safety of his persona and shielded by his followers and defenders, he backtracked on his agreement with Colossal and...
Hey, thank you so much, Sir Digby Chicken. Cheese! Thank you for subbing.
What was that?
JoJo.
That's a JoJo reference.
It's a JoJo reference. Cheese! Also, I love how he just backtracks because he's, again, a little bitch.
Put the image back up, albeit with the disclaimer that he was only doing this to prove it wasn't CP. What? And of course, despite the negative attention he was receiving, Shad also experienced a huge boost in engagement and followers. Seeing this, Shad likely deduced that the fastest way to keep the attention on him was to continue.
Interesting how people realize that their content cycle only really relies on taking other people down or engaging with people and blowing up on them. And that's the quick way to grow their subscribers without having any kind of meaningful content. Really weird, really interesting chat. Very strange.
Down this road of fostering controversy. Morals or minors be damned. And so, he set his eyes on a new target. Less than a week after the Keemstar incident, he basically did the exact same thing again. This time with 12-year-old commentary YouTuber Lieutenant Corbus, who was trending towards the end of 2016 for her...
Why was there a 12-year-old in commentary? Why was there a 12-year-old in commentary? again,
I think he was being exploited, if I remember correctly, by her family.
that's
by
even
our brother.
worse.
Or maybe I'm remembering that
No,
wrong.
no. That's Little Tay.
Oh, okay.
That's the story of Little Tay. And that's also a long story?
Yeah.
I hate this.
I've never heard of this. That's
knew,
crazy.
It sounds this sounds familiar. I think I've heard this in passing, but
I don't. Oh, I hate it all.
A young age and foul-mouthedness.
I guess I almost got injured because I know I didn't almost die.
These images were arguably even more explicit than the Keemstar ones, and once again, a wave of discourse began.
wait, he drew images of her?
Yeah.
Oh no, my brain just
He's
was
a
in blank for a
pedophile.
second.
Because he's a pedophile. Because he's a motherfucking pedophile. He's just a pedophile. She was very God, I don't. Pyrocynical shouted out Corbis out in a vid, which led to her getting away with way too much exposure and fame. Yeah, of course, Pyrocynical would call out a fucking minor.
And concerning Shad and his motives. At this point, the conversation over on his page on Kiwi Farms had fully transitioned from mild disdain into full-on spiteful documentation. What can be observed here
Yeah,
is
you know
Shad
what?
descending-
Yeah, Base Farms. Farms is like, nah, fuck him. Fuck him, we
Yeah.
blow him up now.
They were right. Sometimes they're right.
The Farms are ahead of their time.
down into a cycle of trying to maintain relevancy at whatever cost. By branding himself as the edgelord who draws offensive shit, he had to keep pushing the limits of what he was drawing to keep attention on himself. And so
That's a
fictional
good point.
characters and even fictional children
You can't really go back. Like
Yeah.
you have to keep being the edgy guy on Twitter, right?
Yeah,
You have to
you
keep making.
have to continue to be like the fight guy, the edgy guy. That's like inherently part of the problem with the way people want explosive growth on the internet versus like slow intimate growth. And you see it all the time. Again, he has to keep up with the ante. It happens with a lot of content creators too. It's not just isolated to Shad. Obviously, Shad's up with the ante is fucking pedophilia. But like you do see this with like the debate stuff and like constant content nuke. Insert slop video here. Pyrocynical mentioned somewhere.
A hit piece wrapped in a slop content video.
It's constantly like they have to continue that ante up instead of just write like special interest topics and topics that matter to them. And it just gets like very muddy and muddled, and it just becomes very poor work. Oh, because it's diminishing returns. At the end of the day, it's diminishing returns because like an audience of people that like are tight knit for you doesn't form the same way. It's typically that audience that will eat you alive. It's what makes Sam Hyde unique. He finds a balance between edge and escalation. Yeah.
weren't enough anymore, and it would be his next project involving a real child that would push his career over the edge. Oh yeah, at the very end of 2016, ex-MrBeast friend Ava, then going by Chris Tyson, tweeted out this. There's surely no way this could become relevant later. On March 1st, 2017, the film Logan would release, starring the then 11-year-old Daphne Keane as X-23. Shad, prior to the film's release, would make multiple jokes on his Discord about his apparent joke attraction to the underage actress. It's just a joke, you guys. It was a prank. We were just fooling. Actually, from many accounts, Shad's Discord was a very sus place, with various issues including minors being allowed into 18+ servers.
I hate this man. I hate this man. I hate this man. I hate this man. Jail is not enough. Jail is not enough. Jail is not enough. I'm not promoting violence, but jail is not enough.
Mods abusing their power, and various unverified reports of incredibly unsavory conversations taking.
I'm not even reading that.
Hold on. Let me read it real quick.
I don't want to read it. I don't like this. Chat, put explodes. You know what to do, chat. Explodes. There's so many of you now. Just make them explode.
Taking place there. The Discord has since been wiped, but we can assume it was an absolute den of epic, edgy humor. My sense of humor is a little dark for your taste. I make jokes about black people and mass shootings. I don't think you're ready for it, Bakuga. A few days after the film's release.
Not the chonkler. Oh, I hate it here.
That's Deku Jonkler?
It was Deku Jonkler. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
People and mass shootings. I don't think you're ready for it, Bakuga. A few days after the film's release, Shad would upload his Daphne Keane series, featuring the actress getting...
What?
Because he really did it.
Oh.
Because he really did it.
With art he had done before, the depravity was in the eye of the beholder. But here, it was front and center. It shot past the classification of porn and into the realm of sadistic fantasy. Shadai's defense for this piece was that the character of X-23 was...
I've heard of this.
The defense is that he was using the character, not the actress, when he only would have done it. He's only doing it with the actresses. Or
likeness.
Yeah.
It's her.
Yeah.
It's her identical likeness.
Yeah, I hate it here.
This was a child. There's a child actor that he drew porn of. Like, it was porn. Like, that's what this was. This guy's a pedophile. A fucking pedophile.
A fictional character, despite the character being the same age of the actress playing her. And this, this was too much for most. There was still the
this is
screaming,
I had heard of this because this is when I like found out who like Shadman was. I was like, oh, glad I didn't fucking interact with this shit.
Why are you so offended? But for almost everyone else, they could no longer defend art of this nature. You know who else this was too much for? Daphne Keen's legal team. Presumably after being made aware of the drawings, they issued a legal
get fucked
to Shadai, and soon after the art in question came down, along with his entire website. Shad initially claimed that the site coming down had nothing to do with the Keen situation or
sure it didn't.
Any such similar content, and would instead make a couple of jokes that implied his infringement of Roblox.
Sure it didn't. And Lavender says the most apt thing. Why not draw adult X-23? She's an adult in comics.
Mm-hmm.
You can just use the reference of the adult character.
Yep. If they make if that Texas law comes into existence, they can call it the Shadman law.
That would be funny calling it the Shadman law. Would be funny. I'm not even gonna front. That would actually be hilarious.
Was somehow responsible. But this was soon proven false when he came forward and informed his followers that her lawyers had issued his site provider
insane
with a legal.
Good for the lawyers.
Just go. Like, I'm not defending this guy. You know what? No, tell everybody what happened. You know what? Yeah,
get
tell
fucked.
everyone why this has happened. Daphne's lawyers cucked me. You're trying to get sympathy that you're getting cucked by legal for drawing porn of. I don't even want to say it. It's fucking insane.
You a bitch.
Threat, resulting in Shadbase coming down. The sites would eventually come back up, minus the X-23 art. Here you saw the first wave of people critiquing those who had in the past supported or affiliated themselves with Shad. In response to this, some still defended their friendships with him, citing again the separation of art and art.
Why didn't you leave him for being a pedophile? Spazkid goes on to say, so this is around like 20, I guess this is like 2018, I guess?
I guess.
What do you mean leave? Did you know when all these allegations happened? In 2016, when Hillary and Trump were about to be elected, that's when around the time the pedo narrative exploded and only got more fervent. I don't want this conversation to go on forever. This is seriously the last thing I'm going to say because this shit is exhausting. I have never and will never defend Shad for drawing real people. Read into whatever the fuck you want. There's a fine line between fiction and realism, okay? And most of the drama is half a decade ago. And this drama was half a decade ago. With all the random tweets and everything about this stupid shit, I do not care. What he did was deplorable and stupid. And the hate he gets now deserved the end. Now spread the word of my gospel or call me a pedo apologist. I do not give a fuck.
I don't really like Corey. He's a bit of a... He's always been kind of like this, like forever. He's a good artist and animator. He gets on my nerves sometimes, but this is probably a fine take, I guess. I don't know.
No, I think this is a bad take. I think this is a legit bad take. This was back in 2023? Okay.
23? Yeah.
No, this is a terrible take. Terrible take. It's a fucking horrible take. Because you're still saying, oh, but he was a nice guy to me. You're like, this is objectively a terrible take.
Yeah.
Like, because it's wrapped in but he was a good person to me still.
He was a good person, but did bad things.
Yes.
He's still a good person now.
Exactly. Like, it's ostensibly a horrible take because it's not taking into consideration that he is still ostensibly a bad person who just did good things to get people to like him. Objectively good people don't do this. It's just a terrible take. Good night, K-Hook. Thank you so much.
Night, K-Huck.
If you listen to Corey speak for an extended period of time, you kind of get the understanding he's like not all there. I don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck he's not all there. I don't really care. Like, I'll be very upfront and honest. Like, I have patients who suffer from schizophrenia who tell me pedophiles should die. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's a personal thing. That's just me.
Although this time the defense of anything should be permissible to draw was mysteriously absent. Likewise, many stated they didn't necessarily.
I wouldn't say you should have this large of a fan base given your general immaturity, but this is pretty much coming from the guy who actively associates with a person that Giles trial part of the joke. Shad has had my back since the day I've known him. He's oh my god.
Yeah, this was the same one from earlier, so this is an older tweet also.
Necessarily condone what Shad was doing, but personal experience with him gave them reassurance that he wasn't a bad person. Some, however, decided that a connection to Shad wasn't a worthy hill to die on.
Yeah.
According to later
Jeff again
testimony
being
from
based.
Spaz Kid, it was during this time that most of the old Sleepy Cabin friend group would start to take issue with the content Shad was creating.
Okay, so
That's the old one we read earlier.
And as a result, begin to distance themselves from him.
Okay.
Kind of fucked up that Shadman was a thing, isn't it? Now that you really think about it. Guy has
The
a
Delta
Nazi
Rune thing
avatar.
was
Oh,
fake.
whatever. He's being cool. He's being edgy. Okay. How about the fact that
I'll
he's
still
drawing
play it.
actual children, not safe for work art of actual children?
I will
and
still play
sending it to
Delta
them
Rune
doing it
episodes
more
1 and
than
2.
once. And people knew he did that
I'm
and
saying.
continued to make defenses saying
Don't
that,
be sad.
well,
Toby
he's got
will
my
make it.
back, so... But yes, back
Listen,
at the
I
time
will
when
say
we-
this. Toby Fox is a really good creator. Just because I personally don't
I love his music.
jive with Undertale, just as the humor of Undertale that exists, doesn't mean, because I'm not a Homestuck person,
Yeah, neither am I.
doesn't mean I don't
I've
recognize
never
that.
read Homestuck.
Yeah, I like the music. It doesn't. Listen, Toby Fox wrote
Is
for
it?
Pokemon.
Is it supposed to be humorous? I never thought of
It's
Undertale
supposed to be
being
humorous. The jokes are supposed to be like Tumblr humor. That's like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Tumblr posts. There's a lot of humor later in the game if you play it a specific way.
We were still living in LA. I brought it up. It was a lot of people there at the time, but I remember I brought it up because people were saying it was fine at the time, and I said to myself, I could never get behind somebody who was seriously drawing artwork of actual kids and
Yeah,
sending it
that's
to them
based like
That was always my
you know,
problem.
fuck Shad, fuck him.
With it. Also, hi again. It's always my problem with it is I think that goes to show that what you're getting off on is the
You know, Elvis the Alien actively hid he was ever a Shad supporter, even up until like 2022. Yeah. We mentioned it before.
Listen,
That like
idea
if
of
you have
ruining a
friends
kid's life. It has
and they end up doing bad things, it is not a hot take to say fuck them and to say
Yeah.
that you were wrong.
it is. I've said this previously with dramas. I completely understand people that are like, oh, I can't believe my friend did this. I can't like my friend wouldn't do this. Like when like a lot of the sexual allegation shit comes up and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't want to believe that. But Shad was actively creating this art, got
For
kicked
years.
out of college, got fucking
4 years.
yeah, for years, got fined for like making it and owning it. Like that is the part of this story that's like oddly is what makes
But
not
legally
oddly but
see indeed.
yes.
It's okay to admit that you were wrong about somebody. Like we all try
Yes.
to see
Yeah.
the good in a person,
Yes.
and sometimes
Especially
you're
friends.
deeply, deeply let down by somebody who
Yeah.
just fails
So- and
all your
sometimes-
expectations.
It might be like that. How it's not like a online animation community as a whole, but like the ACC had they hate DM leakers. Maybe
Yeah.
it's like we hate cutting off friends entirely type of thing. But like
oh yeah.
that's you got to do that. Sometimes you just
Yeah.
got to cut somebody off.
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes they just gotta go. And sometimes you just burn the fucking bridge. And that's okay. It's not
Yeah.
a save your skin moment. Sometimes it is, but
Sometimes,
honestly,
sure.
there are times where like you have to own up and be like, no, I need to be a fucking adult. And being an adult is telling this person they should fuck off and I never want to associate with them again. That is like an important part of that. And a hyper important part.
nothing to do with. anything else
No,
about it.
it's just harm was the point.
I expect they saw the writing on the wall, and as they moved on to bigger and better things, someone like Shad, whose only goal seemed to be to offend people, was probably the last type of person you would want to be connected to. In April of 2017, Shad would have a brief Twitter spat with Tomska over the previously discussed Ed's World image. Tom effectively called out Shad for drawing the image before Tom or anyone else intimately connected with Ed had any time to process his death.
Yeah,
to which Shad's
100%.
defense remained that the drawing was meant to symbolize Shad's respect for Ed, and it was his way of processing grief.
Go fuck off.
The defense remained, it's just a cartoon. This was a month after getting his site temporarily taken down because he drew porn that he himself admits too closely resembled a real child. Despite this defense's success in the past, the popular opinion was changing. Despite being the man who would draw anything, he was quickly learning that the internet did have a limit.
Yeah.
Real kids, it was real kids. 2017 would be the final year of normalcy for Shad. I mean, as normal as possible. In July of 2018, Shad's Twitter would receive its first suspension, the first in a long string of all of
Jesus
Shad's socials
Christ,
slowly getting
took
nuked.
forever.
In mid-2018, Shad would appear on a now lost stream with some of his old associates, Niall and Stamper. Not much of notice said, it's mainly slurs.
Because you couldn't stop saying
No, that was you, dude.
What?
What are you talking about? Am I bad, man? Oh no, I'm back. I'm back. Come on, don't do that. You can't do that, dude.
In the stream, Shad discusses the closure of his Patreon, stating he took it down.
Why'd you laugh, Algie? What's so funny?
So funny. Oh, Shad. Look at Shad.
Real Italian hours.
As a personal choice. However, the actual reason for it coming down was due to Patreon themselves, banning Shad for directly making money for his website. For the remainder of 2018 and through into 2019, Shad's art output would continue to mainly consist of his webcomic format. 2020 would pass by with little of note happening, the most notable event being Shad announcing he would no longer make Loli art. For all intents and purposes, this announcement was meaningless. All it meant was that Shad would no longer directly state if a character was underage. The following year, onlookers would begin to observe
Shad, where did this mind-cleansing tweets are coming from? You suddenly came back as if you're cleansed your soul and started giving a shit. Started giving everyone's life lessons. Holy shit. My man, a year has passed since I was actively online every day. A lot can happen in a year. It's not so sudden as you may think.
Curious change in Shad. Throughout 2021, Shad's tweets would slowly begin to grow more and more.
Just talk about purging his account, not gaining.
Nonsensical. And a sudden explosion of demented opinions and images on his Twitter.
Listen.
Don't read that.
I'm
Don't
not
read.
fucking reading that. That's an insane tweet.
In mid-2021, initially made many wonder if he had been hacked. The primary suspect? Well, who smokes meth and tweets manically on Twitter? Why, it's Will Stamper, of course. Okay, even back then, it should have been self-evident that Stamper didn't have—
Listen, Stamper's tweets never did that. We
That's
read
true.
some of Stamper's, like, fucking drug tweets. That shit never happened. He would just, like, fucking say, I fucked your mom.
Or his dad. There was some of his own
Yeah,
dad
I
stuff.
fucked your dad and your mom. I think he said that to somebody, like, he was like, I fucked your fucking parents. Oh, God. Fuck me.
the ability to hack Shad's Twitter. I mean, the man can't keep his own Twitter active for more than 48
Yeah,
hours.
we
But the
only
fact
read some of them. Yeah,
that
yeah,
people
yeah.
thought this should highlight how quickly this change took place.
Yeah,
Shad's
Shad was
Twitter
already
activities
dead.
would come to a head in late 2021, when he began to lash out at his former Sleepy Cabin colleagues, including
Okay.
Oni, Johnny Utah, and most importantly, his longtime
I'm not
friend.
reading all of these only because
Some
there
are pretty
are
rank.
some of them are very rank. Spazkid going on to say you're a fucking idiot for keeping up your stupid facade and higher than thou. Higher than thou. Persona, nobody cares. Corbin, what the fuck did I just read? Shadman says pathetic bitch. Again, what happened? I thought you guys were buddy. He got old. I didn't. We're the same age. You can stop lying. I honestly didn't know. Fucking you and me both.
And the person who brought him to America, Spazkid. Shad and Spazkid would have a public argument on Twitter, resulting in
Does Shadman have currently anyone close to see what's going on? I
the
don't
pair
know. And I
blocking
don't
each
care.
other, and the end of their decade-long friendship. I think here you get a pretty clear insight into how deep Shad had fallen.
Hypocrite alert. I'm trying to get through. I am being genuine when I say I can't stand the stupid meme shit you do. I never liked it or thought it was funny. To you adults who lost all sense of humor, take the internet seriously like fucking peasants. Fuck off. Yeah, this dude's on drugs.
Into the edgy online pipeline, with him publishing these DMs between them in an attempt to illustrate how Spazkid had lost his sense of humor.
Yeah,
Become a crybaby SJW cuck. When it's pretty clear Corey was just done with his shit and Shad was low-key tweaking. Following this outburst against his former friend,
Shad is a cunt. We burned bridges ages ago. However, when he was drawing depictions of actual people, none of us defended that shit. We called him out and basically told him, you reap what you sow. That's not entirely true. You all said autistic expression. I don't agree with that. That's personally me. Because it was, oh, it's the real people thing. You gotta blur the edge. Okay. You guys were like, oh, but artistic expression when he would do it of characters. Just saying. Just saying.
they would all begin to express outright disdain for Shad and what he was doing, as well as disinterest in checking in on him, as many presumed he was under the influence of some pretty serious substances. The one contact who we know for certain was still in contact with him was Rice Pirate Mick Lauer, whom Corey would hint was performing wellness checks on the now spiraling Shad.
Funnily enough, when I saw people start to disown him, it wasn't even because of something he really did beyond, well, he's now saying mean things about the creators I like, so now I don't like him. Oh, that was the cutoff? It's like the fucking line from Community. Well,
yeah, I agree with Ding Dong. It's like, this is stupid. This is hyper stupid. The cutoff should have been ages ago.
I can excuse the racism, but this is going too far. Yeah, the same thing here. Well, I'll excuse the fact that he was drawing underage people. I'll excuse that, but when he was mean to a content creator I liked...
This next section I just titled Meth.
Meth.
Throughout the entire latter half of 2021, Shad would frequently post pictures of the room where he was living. The images showing an incredibly unsanitary and messy living space. Many thought it was amazing. It didn't take long for the images to be matched up to his actual room that he was previously streamed from. Throughout this period, one could observe the gradual decay of his living space. These images would grow worse and worse until suddenly Shad posted a series of troubling photos that appeared to show him living on the patio of an abandoned house and sleeping on a dirty mattress. This coincided with another series of posts that appeared to show Shad exploring the old railway tracks of LA, taking pictures of the homeless and showing off a cool railway spike he had found. If you cast your mind back to his run-in with the Swiss police, you'll remember Shad has a fondness for blades. I'm sure this won't be an issue though. It's still not entirely known how he ended up in this situation. The leading theory most subscribed to is that addiction led him to sell most of his valuables and drain his savings.
I wonder, the heroin is strong.
Leaving him unable to pay rent and having to squat around LA. Again, the drug theory is supported by ex-friends and select...
No idea either drugs or lack of social pushed him to the edge. He blocked me, I muted him. What he does at this point is his own problem.
Evidence, but we can't be certain. But I don't think anyone predicted what would happen next. In October of 2021, Shadai was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon, with his hearing set for November 19th. The exact details of why he was arrested are a complete unknown, but the deadly weapon in question could be assumed to be a knife.
I remember this tweet popping off on Twitter because people thought he died. People thought he got shot when he got arrested. A lot of people were like, "Oh, he's dead. Oh, he got killed in a shootout." I remember this. This was insane. Again, I knew like Shad a little bit here and there. I obviously had heard some of the fucking Daphne Keene shit, which like fucking disgusts me to my core. Fucking terrible human being. Yeah.
Knife of some sorts, possibly the iconic rail spike he was pictured with days before. The news first broke on Kiwi Farms and then spread quickly across social media. Many, upon hearing the news, assumed his arrest was related to his art. But as people learned the real reason for his arrest, they were left even more confused. Every personal account of Shadman describes him as incredibly shy and passive, so it must have been a pretty damn extreme situation if it led to him getting arrested.
Also, whoever did the thumbnail, I love it. That was Ash. I always credit whoever does our thumbnails, whoever does any of the editing and stuff like that. I'll always be credited in the description of each video.
Before his first court appearance, he would actually be scheduled for a mental competency hearing, where the courts would deduce if he was sane enough to stand trial. Seeing as he would go on to appear in court, it's evidence he was found sane enough, but the fact that this was needed at all implies he was either in a question.
They'll do that. They will do that if he has a history of mental illness, or he's believed to have a history of mental illness. They're just going to do that. That's we're reaching a little bit.
Questionable mental state when he was arrested, or that they just saw his general vibe and were like, yeah, let's get this guy set.
Yeah, they'll just do it, or his lawyer pushed for it. His public defender pushed for it. Sometimes competency exams are also pushed by a public defender because if they can get their, if they can make mental health treatment a part of his rehabilitation process, they'll push for it. Unfortunately, in this country, for good and for bad, I don't think people should be forced into mental health treatment when they don't need it. But there's no, like, when there's someone who's like has no criminal history, like in the state of New Jersey, for instance, if someone does have a criminal history but is very violent, and let's just say they haven't caused any undue bodily harm, or they haven't been arrested for it, but they still desperately need mental health services and medications. There are community outreach programs, but they aren't there isn't legal precedence for an involuntary medication regimen like that in the community. Again, I'm not necessarily in favor of that, personally, but someone who deals with a lot of patients who are violent, again, I deal with violent patients all the time. I'm the guy that gets fucking cold when people are violent. It just happens to be how it is. There are a lot of times I wish that there was an opportunity for patients to get the help they desperately need, that didn't involve them getting criminal charges. I don't like that. It's been a thing that I've never liked, but oftentimes there are people who are so very, very sick that they can never keep up with the medication regimen because their delusions or their mental health complications are so strong and so rooted in their life and personality that they don't have an opportunity, or there's homelessness or other things like that. It sucks. I don't like the idea of those who suffer from mental illness only getting the treatment they need when there's a crime involved. A lot of people think about that, especially with substance use people too. Yeah, legally anyway. Yeah, I just don't like it. It's just always been something I've really felt very mixed feelings about. I mean, I've been assaulted at work, which did lead to like criminal stuff. Not for me, obviously, but for I had heard through the grapevine that this person got stuff too, which sucks. Straight up, I felt bad for that person. At the end of the day, I hate that shit.
Certified. Can you tell I actually am a licensed therapist? Shad, after being deemed not a ding-dong loony by the state of California, was sent to jail to await his first appearance in court, with his bail set at $30,000. Despite his earlier bragging about how much he made, at this point most of his money was gone, as he was unable to pay his own bail. Just as all looked hopeless for Shad, a mysterious benefactor would come forward and pay for his bail. Who was this mystery financier? Soon after, Shad would post a couple images of him chilling.
Who was the mystery financier?
In some very fancy-looking accommodation. The internet was now very aware of his arrest, and
Oh god, he got thin as a motherfucker.
Speculation began on where he was and why he was out of jail so soon. Wait, look at that table. Hold on. If we cross-reference this image with one I took hiding in Mick's garden. Oh my god. Is that Smokey? Why, this...
Who's Smokey?
That's Mick's girlfriend. She's also involved with the relationship drama that happened between...
Is this the relationship drama person?
This is another person in it. This isn't the girl.
Okay. Oh god.
This house is none other than legendary Ink and treasure haver Mick Lowers.
Who gives better foot massages, me or Veronica? Go!
Who's Veronica?
That's the woman.
God, this is like terrible. Ah!
Don't fuck this up.
At this point in the timeline, this would be when Oni's ex Veronica had broken up with LS Mark and had briefly started dating Mick. Smokey, the woman here, still had feelings for Mick and was just knocking about his house. LS Mark was also still a frequent guest at Mick's, and apparently they all just got shit-faced and high all the time. It seemed Mick had been the one.
Okay, that was the shotgun of the drama. That was literally the shotgun.
Damn.
Listen, Oplicule will never break up that way. Oplicule never break up.
To fork over his money and pay for Shad's bail. Man, this is like nightmare.
No, I said that way.
Blunt rotation. Mick, fly me out to your Incan compound. I can party like the Cali guys do. While staying at Mick's, Shad would resume activity on social media.
So I didn't know Mick bailed him out.
Far more cautiously than before, likely due to anything he posted potentially being used against him in court. When asked about his arrest and upcoming court appearances, Shad seemed to deflect, boasting that he was in fact thriving. Yeah.
Sure,
man. Shad would stay at Mick's for the remainder of November through to December. However, at some point, things would sour.
Wow, I'm glad the phone cases you have are Keemstar. You really feel sorry about that one, huh? Fascinating. Is Veronica LS Mark's wife now? Well, I don't know.
Between Mick.
She's married to somebody. I can't remember who it is.
Shad. This could possibly be due to Shad's potential drug habits, or it could simply have been that Mick didn't want someone like
it's a great knife. I'm just glad he's...
Midge, I believe she ended up... Oh, yes? Okay.
Oh.
That's...
Oh.
She has also said that she's had alcohol problems too, and according to her, they no longer interact with, I guess, Mick and some other members of that era during that time. So she's on, according to her on Twitter, at least from a year or so ago, whenever it was, she's on her own personal road to recovery. I wish her well.
I hope I hope everybody who is currently on their road to recovery from this time is doing what they can. Yeah, the drama is incredibly incestuous. It's very weird, I will say that.
Shad lurking about his nice Burbank home. Mick was the last Sleepy Cabin member who hadn't openly disowned Shad, and so he was likely facing mounting pressure from observers to distance himself.
Everything is always
connected. It's not known exactly when Shad moved out, but Mick would type Shad a letter where he wished him well but made it clear he was no longer welcome to stay. Shad clearly didn't take this news well. On the 20th of December, he posted a photo of himself in what appears to be a dilapidated porch, with the letter now heavily defaced and mostly illegible, with drawings and text added that referenced Hunt Down the Freeman. The critically panned Half-Life fan game
he
where
got
Mick
meth
could voice
brained.
the main protagonist. You fucked up my face. This is like the
Oh,
unironic
that's
version of that one
nice.
meme
That's
where it's
great.
like, yo, my classmate tweaking. Even in this image here, one can observe a filthy jar being used as an ashtray, as well as multiple lighters and what appears to be a pretty heavy-duty knife. It seems
Yeah.
that Shad wasn't in any better place than before his arrest. Moving into 2022, Shad's social media presence was now minimal, with only the occasional semi-lucid tweet and art that resembled that shit in Slender the 8 Pages. He would even retweet a news article by The Sun covering his arrest. And then he went dark for a year and a half. Curiously though, in April of 2022, Smokey would post a cosplay of the Shadman character and get somewhat confrontational with commenters who questioned her cosplay.
Don't do this. Why would you post this?
Playing such a controversial
Fucking
figure.
weird.
A defense of Shad would indicate
Smokey's
that in some
also
way
an
they
artist,
still had a
and,
friendship. In June of
uh,
2022, either due to him failing to make payments to the site provider or of his own volition, shadbase.com would come down. Over the following months, the only real updates the public received concerned his many court appearances, usually resulting in a continuance. His tweets became less schizophrenic, and a few posts seemed to imply that he was actually living in an apartment. How he was paying for everything is still unknown.
Okay. Drug field. The drugs were made up. The schizo is real. Never needed drugs to be unhinged. I doubt that because you were found with drugs. But okay.
In the summer of 2023, he would finally resume making art. A lot of the drawings seem to depict Belle Delphine. Remember her? In a response to a tweet asking about the status of his website, Shad announced that he was no longer drawing for profit. Over the next year, Shad would continue to post art, albeit at a snail's pace, and with an online presence that was a fraction of what it once was. The most notable event of 2024 didn't even involve Shad directly. Instead, it revolved around one of his old Loli drawings being seen in the bedroom of Ava Tyson, who was at the time being investigated for inappropriate conduct with a minor. This sparked a brief revival in attempts to cancel anyone who had associated with Shad in the past. But since most people hadn't associated with him in any meaningful way for almost 7 years, any attempts at quote-unquote cancellation ended before they even really got started. And aside from the occasional update of a continuance from his court appearances that are still happening, that is the end of Shadai's story. For now, at least.
Yeah, so I did look up a little bit of the court case before stream. That has kind of been the thing. It continues to get continuances. I'm very curious to know why. I would love to know why. Because it's very weird that it's like continuances for almost 2 years now.
Controversial figure, it's surprising that he didn't go out in a blaze of glory, like so many other lolcows and influencers who break under the pressure. Shad, it seems, went out with a whimper, silently vanishing from the internet, but re-emerging just frequently enough to remind us that he's still alive. If I had to take a wild stab in the dark, I would say that Shad is most likely doing some kind of animation work behind the scenes in LA, possibly for one of his old contacts, or just a company that doesn't care about his sordid history. But what the future holds for him, or if we'll see him return to the internet in any meaningful way,
it's nearly going on 3 years,
anyone's guess. These days, most content discussing Shad is pretty sensationalist. Like, painting this guy as a fucking twisted psycho who's responsible for untold horrors. I'm guilty of this as well in the video you're watching. But I think looking at him that way not only warps the truth of who he was, but feeds into his own fantasies of being this
Yeah, I
mythical
think that this was a fairly... The court is slow. They're probably hoping that they settle out of court eventually. Oh, well, I mean... It was aggravated assault stuff, yeah. I don't know.
Settle out of court. Settle out of court is for
That's
like
yeah,
civil stuff.
Yeah, settle out of court is for civil stuff. This isn't. Yeah, sometimes they will treat people as long as necessary to get them to a place where they can admit guilt. Ellis Mark was in the FKC case, or that's interesting. Yeah, this is criminal. Criminal cases don't settle out of court. It could be that there are stipulations like drug treatment and stuff like that. There could be that people don't know about. To where it could be lessened charges or the charges can go away. I wouldn't know off the top of my head though.
Who became this urban legend of the web.
I also think Node really did present this video pretty well, where like Shad is not the figure that he was portrayed on the internet that he wanted to be. He was fucking schizoing out, but it was more a story of just like what chasing controversial fame does to a person, and if that person is just as bad as their controversial content, which I would agree. I think Shad is a pedophile, straight the fuck up. No break, like the breaks are completely there. Like I mean, no breaks. Like, yeah, ISDs.
You know, because we don't know. Everyone says you're a nice guy. We don't know anything about you other than you.
Yeah.
Drew real kids.
Yeah.
And did meth.
I think Shadai I got off on the LARP of being a supervillain, which for someone who seems to have been pretty powerless for most of their life, must have been one hell of a power trip. Despite his pleading that he was misunderstood by the university staff, I think Shad liked to believe he was a menace. A man who struck fear into the hearts of normies and SJWs alike, when in reality he was just a dude drawing weird shit online. Being offensive just for the sake of offending people, but deluding himself into thinking that what he was doing was somehow pushing the boundaries of creativity.
And at this point, it's really far beyond the money, fucking the porn. It's far beyond any of that.
What I'm saying is Edge, like any true katana, needs to have a purpose. Because otherwise, you know, it's like fucking try hard. I'll end this video with the big question. Do I think Shad was actually into what he was drawing? Honestly, no. You're welcome to disagree, but between his various run-ins with the law and schizo behavior, I think if he had any serious illegal intentions, it would have floated to the surface and been uncovered by observers or the police. But I do think he has some incredibly questionable and dangerous beliefs relating to things like age of consent and sexual expression. That's just a theory. Cue the outro. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry this took so long to get out. I've been very—
Yeah, this was a pretty good video. Oh, the after effects of Stamper. Yeah, this is the aftermath. We watched that one. Yeah, it just seems like the court case is still in continuance. I'm very curious to see where that goes, where that leads. Chat, remember to like the goddamn stream. This was a sorry, chat. My fucking allergies are killing me right now. This was a crazy video. The fact that the life that is Shad hasn't seen like a definitive conclusion, and I don't mean like a bad conclusion. I just mean like a definitive conclusion is very interesting. Ash, Greg, how do you guys feel?
Shad's definitely the worst offender out of everybody that has been here. Probably that we'll see. Come out of arguably that will come out of Newgrounds. I don't know of anybody else who's
I'm just happy the story didn't end with a literal physical child being groomed or hurt.
Yeah.
We know of.
How sad is it that this is
That's the bar.
That's the bar.
The bar is in hell,
The bar is in
chat.
hell.
The bar is always in fucking hell. It's just like, it's annoying. It is sad and crazy. But yeah, that is the story of Shadman that we know him today. So thank you guys very much for turning out for the stream. There's no one to be able to rate it to you guys tonight, but, you know, sent this vid to me. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Sent this vid to Mr. Sprinter because of the bar.
Yeah. Thank you guys very much. Greg and I will be doing, Greg play.
At least us.
The photo bucket lawsuit? I haven't heard about that. Maybe we'll look into it later. Greg and myself will be doing the Undertale extravaganza. It'll be Greg and Falgi plays. Thanking to Rocky BB and Star Sprinter for making that happen.
Yes.
You guys are getting your own Undertale Deltarune full playthrough. Every fucking blah 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 ever. You'll hear me scream about games. Thank you guys very much for coming. And we are out of here. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.